How it do, how it be, how it is, everybody. Welcome in and welcome back. I am so very excited to be jumping back into this episode of Bayonet. Oh, man, last we left off, the party found two locations that were pretty important. We've got the Ryak prison, where the last remnants of the Sheer are holding up, the death cult, and we have Bitter Hall, where Tyrant Lord Ozak is taking all of the outer painter individuals, anyone who's come into Woe and Oed recently, and bringing them there. A lot of combat last episode. I think Puff is at half HP. I think we might have gotten some heals off near the end there.
No, math. 80 out of 120.
Okay. We're situated. Azalea, how you looking?
I'm at half.
You're at half.
60 out of 125.
And Pierce is going to be just kind of walking around the corner and being like, I'm here too. I'm SirFeffers, the humble dungeon master at the Longshot table. And if you want to get caught up on any of our 3 weekly streamed campaigns, soon to be 4, you can head over to the YouTube Longshot and get caught up from over there. I'm very excited. We're currently getting our summer series in order, and we'll have more information on that. But the cast has been collected. I'm very excited, and I'm not gonna say anything too much just yet. But Valve, if you want to say anything, you're welcome to.
So basically, no, I'm not gonna. All I'll say is that I'm excited to be a part of it, and it's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be real fun. You can, excuse me, you can head over to our Discord if you want to get in on the bingo, as well as join our phenomenal community. Let's see what else. I got a Patreon, and the amazing art. You should definitely catch up on all the creators from all the different campaigns. I think that's it for me. Let me throw it over to ValveMax.
Hello, everybody. My name's Andy. This is going to be a much more subdued intro today because I'm quite tired, but I'm going to be building in energy by the end of the night because I have 2 ghost energies that I'm going to burn through. But yeah, you can find me over on TikTok and Blue Sky as ValveMax010 if you'd like to follow me there. I make goofs and gags over on the TikTok place. I'm in Our Flag Means Doom with Mr. Dandy DM. Fantastic pirate-themed campaign. I'd love for you to go check that out. I'm here in Bayonet, one of the creepiest, traumatizing, most fun I've ever had on a Saturday night ever. And I'm going to be in Star Progeny over on the Saturday Morning Spell Kids YouTube channel, a Lancer campaign that we just dropped the trailer for that today, actually. So you could go check that out over on Saturday Morning Spell Kids. Thank you so much. I'ma shut up, and I'm back to play Pierce Ashwalker, the lone human among these lovely people that are really out to protect me.
Pass it off.
Let's go Metro.
I'm Puff. Your free bingo. Free bingo tile. I'm Metro Mike on everything. TikTok and Metro Michael on Twitch, and then Metro Mike official, I think, or Metro Mike on YouTube as well. Right now we're playing freaking Monster Hunter. Files just dropped. We're if you need help or if you want to run raids, join the Twitch. Otherwise, I'm gonna get back into TikTok. Been sick like the last month. That's my bad. But yeah. Hope y'all having a good weekend. On to Azalea.
Hi, I'm playing Azalea, but usually I'm playing Drak or Drakoniques. I'm playing all socials at Drakoniques. SDRAKONIQUES. Adder.itch.io if you want to find me on Blue Sky. I do TTRPG stuff. I perform and produce actual plays. I write TTRPG adventures, systems, all of that good stuff. Anything and everything teacher related I am doing or will be doing in the near future. But like I said before, the TTRPG thing I'm doing today is playing Azalea, the Shadowkai elf paladin warlock. the one that the creepy one, I guess, out of the group. Well, not, I guess the one of the creepy ones, because Pierce is kind of freaky with the eye. The
I
whole
do.
people thing
I'm
going on.
creep adjacent.
Creeper Jason.
Not me. Couldn't be me. I'm just fluffy.
I just crack crow necks, not me.
I apologized.
Gilbert is a familiar. It is not any kind of animal cruelty at all. You're not able to kill or harm Gilbert. Gilbert might not even feel pain.
He's
Unknown.
the homie.
Gilbert is Gilbert. As the party slowly makes their way towards the nicer parts of Rillis, Austin Athens, the other Harangon, more rabbit than bunny, kind of whistling along, has produced a walking stick, and as you watch, he whistles some tunes, and his kind of paltry attire flourishes into ostenticity. Regal clothes, very much the bard, very much the showman, with a tricorn hat with holes for his ears to kind of pop out of as he continues to walk along. His entire kind of gait shifts and changes, and soon you guys find yourselves in the busy streets of Rillis.
Tired. And I hurt.
Soon you find yourself drinking iced water. Iced rose water, actually, at this nice posh spot that Austin clearly has made friends with everybody, and so it seems like you might be eating for free. But you find yourself out on the city table, out in the city street, you know, kind of in that gated off little table, roped off table area outside the shop. And he slowly picks away at some like shaved ice as he goes, well, now that we're in acceptable company, how can I help the lot of you? That party was fun. And he kind of looks sideways at Azalea, a little guarded, because apparently, supposedly, you're like a super fan. And you were
him, but
using the name Talia,
Talia,
when you
Talia
last
Everfett.
spoke to, of House Efferfett. Last time you spoke to him.
I'm sorry. Panicked. It's just gonna be like, just like sipping on the rose water, just like. Yeah. What were we doing? Talia? Tired.
Is that in character?
Yeah.
Perfect. Cool.
He's tired. He's not gonna
In this
remember.
moment, Azalea immediately regrets everything that they've done the past couple of days. But they won't flinch. They'll just go. We were hoping to get his access, maybe a ticket to Bitter Hall.
Oh, Bitter Hall. It's an interesting venue for certain. What's your interest in it?
Well, we got told it was a wonderful concert hall, and I've never been. My friend Puffy has never been. I was hoping to bring our friend Pierce as well.
My insight check of 6. He goes, it's an astounding establishment. Bit tight. Oh, your friend's here. And Pierce walks down the city street.
Where were you?
We're gonna bear club. You look like shit. What happened?
I
Are you okay?
know. No.
I like sit down next to him. I like start picking like small pebbles and twigs out of his hair.
Both of them look
Just
pretty banged
immediately
up.
start crawling into your bag. Where are the potions I gave you?
They're just. Will you calm down? And I like will give him a couple of them, and I'm like, you look like you're pretty rough too. Here you go. Just here. If you
Thank you.
don't feel like burning your lay on hands, I guess. What are we talking about?
Yeah. Telepathically, I'm going to connect with Pierce and basically
I'll let
give them
him
the
in.
rundown. Yeah, that's true. Yep. I'll basically give you the rundown of we got lead about Bitter Hall. It's apparently a concert hall. It's a front for a concert, as a concert hall. And Puff says that Austin can get us in.
You just like get a feeling of confirmation that the message has been received, and it's like, yeah, I know we might not look it, but we're kind of music fans. That's what we like to do in our spare time. We just relax. And I mean, if the party was any indication, Realistic's got some top-notch musicians here, so.
Well, if I do say so myself, I'd say our rank and merits is nothing to be shunted. I may have a few tickets. I was hoping to make a bit of profit from them. Perhaps. Do any of you play?
I play the drum.
Checking.
I do. I literally tools and proficient in drum.
Zeta, let me see if I can do this.
Boom,
Actually,
boom.
if I say this.
No, because think how fast a monk can punch. So it's like.
Oh, hell yeah. There are those Irish
I'd say
drums that are like,
Yeah.
look like the snare head, and you just hold it like this, and you got like a spoon that you're like, you know?
I got this.
I thoroughly
give
cannot.
If you give me maybe maybe a day, I probably could.
Well, might be able to have you accompany a friend who's got a bit of a performance coming up.
That would work with me. What instrument are they in need of?
Well, she's a singer. So, perhaps a lute or a piano?
When does she perform?
I'd have to ask her. But it surely wouldn't be today.
As long as it's not today, I think I'll be ready to play on
Oh,
stage with her. if
Well,
need
I'll
be.
go and find her and come find you all. Where can I find you all?
We usually reside in the. Now I'm checking if it's Last Star.
The
Yes,
last star.
in the Last Star. We kept calling it. You kept calling it Lone Star. Lone Star's in my head now.
Lone Star.
The Last Star, the tavern just downtown.
Right then. I'll be off then, he says without getting up.
I think I'll enjoy your hospitality a bit longer. This tea is quite nice, I think.
I'm glad you like it. It's quite good. He's expecting payment for doing this in some way, shape, or form. And so he's essentially saying, yeah, I'll be off then, and then just not getting up.
Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I will. As I sip the tea and I finish it, as I set the cup down, I think as I lift my hand up from the table, there'll be 3 gold pieces in the spot I left it at.
Leans forward. She's a beautiful singer. Her voice is astounding as he scoops up the gold coins and he pockets them and goes, The last artist, then. He's gonna slowly walk away.
Bye, Austin.
Bye, Puff. Get you some rest. It was quite
Bye,
impressive.
Thanks. I heard.
Oh, what was her name?
Emily Kreit.
He sounds lovely.
Okay. All right. Not panicking. Understood.
Yeah.
Daughter of Vivian Kreit, says over his shoulder as he walks away, Vivian Kreit being the head of the house. And he's gone.
That'll be fun.
Pierce Gunner just leans back in his chair and rubs the bridge of his nose, and he's like, "It's always a curveball. It's always okay." So-
When we are around Emily Kreit, or any noble person, royalty of any kind, I am Talia. I look pointedly at Puff when I say this.
That's my bad.
Okay, this got
I'm
a little bit more complicated.
discombobulated after the constant things trying to kill me.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
Vex, thank you for the raid. Appreciate you. Welcome in, everybody.
And we go lay down.
Yes, I
Or
think I
do-
need to learn how to play the lute.
Lady Kathleen's a person of class. Maybe she knows how to play.
I should be fine. I just need to sleep on it.
Okay. You realize this got a lot more complicated a lot faster, right? I mean, it's one thing to sneak out a few prisoners from a building in the middle of the city. It's one thing to sneak them out under the daughter of one of the heads of the houses.
Yes. No. It's going to be tough.
Is it going to be
This is gonna-
possible? Is my question. Like, are we...
In all honesty, I don't know.
Or
I've
you're
never
assuming
been to Bitterhorn.
we could just do a reconnaissance mission and then play it by ear, and then
You guys want to go
if the
scope it out? Oops, sorry.
opportunity- Well, no, I meant like when we're there for the performance, because we don't necessarily have to.
Actually, and as when Puffs tries to correct himself, Azela goes, "Actually, I think we should check it out. I think I have a way to scope the area we happen to go in ourselves, but we'll need to be nearby."
I do too.
Okay.
Oh, let's go.
Okay. Everyone roll a D100 as we make our way through this city.
Just remembered.
But I just got back!
That's an 82.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh, no.
Oh, I got
Thank
worse.
you, chat.
I
Oh,
got a
no.
94.
Sis.
I
It was
got-
pretty though. My dice clacked together and then betrayed me.
You know what? Drek, you do not ride alone. I got a 92.
Oh boy, great.
We're off to a great start.
Dukes. Dukes.
Oh.
And just then, a Tarask.
Brass on the ground.
Okay.
What was that?
Okay. You guys are moving through the city.
Just go ahead and get this D20 initiative roll ready.
Okay. You guys are moving through the city, heading towards the inner circles. You're not quite to the interim, but you will have to pass through it. Sorry, that's too loud. but you will have to pass through it. When a sense of dread falls on the party, you're in this packed, busy area, a lot of people moving through and through. You're in that kind of spiral highway, moving up through the levels, and this near crippling sense of anxiety falls upon all three of you. Roll wisdom saving throws.
Oh, I'm so wise. I'm so wise today.
I'm so wise.
It's a 3.
I'm so wise. I rolled a nat 20. Let's go.
You're
Can I
you're
have
so
some of that?
wise.
Can
So
I have
wise.
some of
You're
that,
so wise.
please?
I rolled a 15. So wise. Excuse me.
Why is it all?
The DC was 15. Barely made it. Puff,
Okay.
fear settles deep into the center of your chest. And it seems like everyone's looking at you as they walk past. Azalea, make a history check.
A 2. Yeah.
One of those days.
One of those days.
Where we're not gonna wake up.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
Okay, so with a history check failing that hard, you jump to the most obvious conclusion that the Sovereign is actively watching you right now.
Hate that.
And you turn and you can see that the other members of your party are similarly affected. Their eyes are kind of wide around the edges. And Puff is not aware of exactly what's going on. But the other two, Pierce and Azalea, you note the unnatural assault upon your minds. Pierce, I take it all back. You have a magic ring. So you're chilling, walking
I
along.
forgot about
When
that.
Azalea suddenly whips around to look at the party, and Puff just goes into a state of fear. Crowded hall area. You're on the spiral going upwards, and you're having to like it's like a New York City bus in here. Like you gotta shimmy your way through people, and Puff. It's just a lot of things hanging off of belts that keep swinging and feeling like they're gonna hit you because of your height, and it's crowded and the anxiety level is skyrocketing.
Azalea has always fully expected to die doing their duty, either by a underling of the Sovereign or the Sovereign themselves. So I think there's a level of grim resolution as they continue moving forwards. They're going to, at the very least, get information which gives them get off to a held breath before the Sovereign inevitably tears their nervous system out of them.
Puff's going to... We're going up or down?
You're going up.
Okay. How much crowd does it look like there is? Well, I guess at my level of point, I wouldn't be able to see. It just looks like a lot of lips.
A lot of lips.
Limbs.
Limbs.
Just a lot of lips. People keep trying to kiss me.
You're able to get near to that center hole, that's running along the inside of this spiral ramp and get kind of a view of just how crowded this place is. But even here, you feel kind of like bumped, like in the fear of like being knocked into the opening, of which you can't see the bottom, settles into you.
We're still trekking up, though. I'll meet you guys upstairs. I don't feel good. I don't want to be here anymore. So I'm gonna go find where there's not people. Further out ahead, you guys can catch up, and I'm going to step of the wind and full dash, like 200 feet up.
Off that.
Just because I can run along the walls. So you just see me bounce up and then just corkscrew up 200 feet, and I'm just like. Cling to a
There
wall.
are exclamations from people, and some people like point at the blur of gray.
And I'm still connected with Azalea because we connected when we were, so you'd still be able to at least locate me.
Better get after him then, and I'll try and like pull my collar up more so people don't like see my face, and pull the goggles down, start walking a little bit quicker.
Azalea will start moving a bit faster as well. Again, just grim resolution on their face as they move forward.
Because
You want
there's
to talk about it?
Mhm.
You want to talk about it?
There's, I can only assume it's the feeling, but I think the Spectre is watching right now. So, in the first sign of danger, take puff and run.
Okay. I am lying.
Okay, I lied.
As I have from the very beginning. Because Puff's at that point of he's not used to anxiety or anger, because
Right.
these are just he's just every day is just kind of like happy-go-lucky on the farm.
I've been chilling on a farm. I do not experience negative emotions.
Yeah,
They
there's just
experience
like
me.
it's like anxiety is like, oh man, we might have not that good of a crop to yield. Not, oh, God's looming over me.
Sword of Damocles is hanging over my head.
Just to like reach out to Azalea. I'm further up against a wall. Sorry I ran. I don't feel good.
Just stay put. We shouldn't split up.
Okay. I'm gonna just try and stealth and hide behind anything that's wall adjacent. Not bad. Is it 22 for my stealth to just hide against a wall? If there's stuff around, kind of like creep.
Herod. Herod Harangon.
Hi, God. Hello.
I can smell you.
Not foreboding at all. What do you want? Also, who is this? In my brain?
Many eyes in this human. Too many pupils. Makes things difficult, I imagine. And this is in your mind, Pierce. It seems to be distant, and you can sense it almost moving about, trying to lock in on your position, but unable to.
But I can still hear it.
You can still like hear it like far away.
Mm.
A shattered Shatterkai. So resolved. So, and it cuts off.
By the way, in case it matches in any way, shape, or form, or for future reference, I have an ability called Thought Shield, which is basically the Ring of Mind Shielding, but just a class ability.
Okay. Then I rescind my statement. Or do you activate it at this time?
It's just passive. It's just a passive
my
thing I get.
apologies.
I got it like level 10.
So all of this is heard by Puff. All of this is vaguely felt and vaguely heard distantly by Azalea and Pierce. And Puff, Gilbert, like, hunkers down and, like, gets up under one of your ears and, like, hides there.
Okay, Gilbert. Azalea, did you hear the creepy voice?
Thought of it was distant, quiet, muffled. Did you hear it more clearly?
It said it could smell me.
Where are you?
Did I make it up one floor?
Yeah, you made it up 2 floors.
I'm 2 floors up, and I'm not having a good time. Do I get a general sense of direction as to where the voice is coming from, like up or below?
You would call it north.
I'm like, is that up or down? I don't know what that means.
Maybe a little up, but
Okay.
Mike for real said, "Help me."
I know what north is. North is a direction on a flat plane.
maybe a little up, yeah. Maybe more
Okay.
towards the interim.
That's why I was like, north. Okay.
I hear things.
Okay. It's giggling now.
How could I have missed you? You're so cute.
Yeah. Thank you for the
I think
compliment.
I'll keep you.
No, you won't.
And that's where it seems to get interrupted again. Make an insight check, everybody. Valve and Drax at disadvantage.
Oh, it's 21. Oh. Or no. Damn. Not a 21. 17. I forgot it. You said insight, not perception.
You got an 8 Drax. So what'd you get, Puff?
I got I don't know, it's a 15.
15. Okay.
19.
19. It's not getting interrupted. It's getting distracted.
There's like a moment of relief, but then there's kind of like a moment of like, by what? Like, what could possibly? I convey that to Azalea as we continue to make our way to find Puff. So it's not going anywhere. It's very clearly getting like preoccupied with something else, and then it's coming back to fuck with us. The tension is split.
I wonder between what or who. Just need to find Puff quickly. Deal with that when we get to that bridge.
You guys.
I think
keep
there's
moving
also like
upwards.
a moment really quick. There's also a moment where Pierce will also just stop for a second because he came to a realization.
What?
It's not omnipotent.
You can only
It
focus on
can't
one thing at a
focus
time.
on two. Yeah, exactly.
Good to hear.
And
Brave.
Pierce starts walking again. Oh, and he starts pulling out a notebook, starts scribbling some stuff down.
You almost trip over Puff. Puff,
Oh,
a
shit.
very confident Pierce, walks around the corner, and it kind of steadies you.
Watch where you're walking, Pierce.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
There's
sorry.
demons in the walls.
They're not.
You don't understand the things that I've heard.
We heard them too, just not as much as you did.
Well,
All right?
maybe you should share it. You can take the reins. I don't want to hear this.
Share.
No,
And it sounded a little bit like you.
I don't like this. It's. Okay. Hear me out. This is gonna sound weird, Pierce. I have no explanation as to why I'm doing this or what what
Okay.
you're about to see. But
All right.
I literally grab Gilbert and I look directly in his eyes, and then my eyes roll back. And then I activate the Gilbert like clock vision, and I fly away, fly up, and I'm looking for anything out of like something that is clearly like sticking out like a sore thumb with my crow vision.
This is not just the vision of this crow. It also has what's the term? What's it called? Magic sense, magic eyes, magic
Sex magic.
detect
awareness.
magic.
Mm.
And I'm just like gliding, and I'm like, oh, this is dope. And then like you just see my mouth, oh, this is dope.
It's like flying a drone.
Do I see anything?
Yes. As you move and fly up into the space, you're on one of the levels now that you turned into. There's this magical red high beam looking sensation from far off, and you can through a couple of walls somewhere, but this red light in your mind's eye, this is arcane, this red light has moved towards the party and beamed in on Puff. So something in the city has this almighty scry-esque ability, and Puff has caught the attention of something, and
I'm gonna relay
that has been correlated to the sovereign.
I'm gonna relay that to Azalea. There's a beam. It's just a big red beam, and it's staring right at me.
If this is it's a sovereign, I don't know if there's much we can do about that. So what do you
What
want to
way?
do, Puff?
What? What was it directed at me?
No, it's directed at Puff.
What?
Oh, Azalea was asking you what you wanted to do.
I don't know how to get away from said beam.
Which way is it coming from?
Seems to be
Behind
coming
me?
from seems to be coming from the center of the city. So up.
So literally Bitter Hall.
That direction.
It's coming from the direction of places centered in the city. I'm trying not to say Bitter Hall because that's what I would might know where that is.
If Puff can give me like a direction that he points in, could Pierce try and work out the trajectory?
No.
Rats.
You've never been to Bitter Hall. You're not 100% sure. It's just coming from the direction of the nicer part of town, the aristocracy, if you will.
Yeah, somebody higher up is definitely staring at me right now. What's your name?
Pierce, make a perception check.
You got it, boss. Ugh. 4.
There's a disturbance farther up in the crowd. People getting shoved out of the way.
Stay here. I'm gonna move out and try and like get a better look at it.
Azalea, you catch up as well.
I am
I
going.
would stick
Oh, go
with
ahead.
Puff.
Say again?
I would stick with Puff.
And I'm gonna hold my key for instant door in case I need to open floor.
Looks like a ton of guards are quick stepping their way towards Puff's location.
Okay, we gotta move.
Pierce.
Yeah.
I'm gonna open a door underneath us.
Do
How
what you
far
gotta
is the
do,
drop?
buddy.
Far would be
Can I
the
do
drop?
math? Can I do math?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll for math, may I?
What are you
What
trying
do I
to
roll?
accomplish? What, math for what?
Figure
How
out
far
how
the drop would be.
how far
Oh.
the drop would be if we would
Sorry,
like
I
to
didn't
fall
catch that part
directly
for some
beneath the
reason.
floor.
You might have a 30-foot drop at max.
Oh, I'll be fine.
It's
I have
3d6
slow
fall
fall.
damage.
You have feather fall. You'd be fine. Can I use my grappling hook to like catch? Okay, cool. Let's do it.
All right, just fucking like similar to like kind of like with nothing up my sleeves. Whips out the key and it's just like, and then opens the floor. And then as I'm like, all right, so I open the floor. I gracefully hang by the key in my wrist. Yeah.
I will drop down. 3d6 is fine.
Make an
Oh,
Try and
athletics.
swing like Batman.
Make an athletics
Me?
check because you know it's coming. Anyone who doesn't have means to easily get down.
Okay.
Damn. Nope. It's an 8.
Oh. Wow, almost max.
Broken shins.
That's 16 bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
5, 5, and 6.
Okay, we're moving.
You weren't
I'm
ready
hooked.
for the the carvings and the statues in this room as you guys drop down into it, and this older woman has a chisel and looks over and goes, "What?
Sorry.
You get paid for that?" You look at the statue you
Yeah.
landed on.
I'll
Oh.
throw a gold coin as I walk out.
It's more than that. Get back here.
We'll come back with the rest.
Throws her
Sorry,
chisel
we're in a
at you. No,
Puts
you're
me
gonna
right
pay
in the
me.
thigh,
I
and I'm like,
understand. You think I was born yesterday? Get the fuck over here. And she's just slow hobbling after you guys.
But yeah, so the door's only there until I pull the key out, and then it's
Right.
just floor again.
Right.
So that way we've got a little bit. If there's 100 feet,
You
per
would have
floor.
had to return to your body, by the way.
Oh, I did. I said Gilbert, get back here earlier.
Gilbert. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
yeah.
sense.
The Gilbert, get back here. Because the moment I knew that there was the red beam, I'm like, okay, that's all I needed.
The only other time you've seen a red beam like this was Tyrant Lord Huerst with this red halo that he had around his head that like stayed eye level with him.
It had his monster name and level. Much like most MMOs.
His real name and his age and the day he was
It
gonna
had the ring
die.
and something we couldn't read. That's how you described it. So I'm like,
Yeah.
what does that mean? Okay, so just keep heading down, I guess, guys. Right? Right?
We're not gonna get any. We're not gonna get a load of land, but sure, we need to figure out a way to get you out of this line of sight, wherever that thing
Old
is.
lady grabs Puff's ear. Hey! You guys gotta pay me for the statue you broke.
Ma'am, now is not the time. The guards
I
are
will-
coming
I
to
will-
slowly
I will
pulled back
pull
into the shop.
I mean,
all
I keep
of the
walking because
gold
I'm
and
pretty
money
sure
that I
Puff can't be
have.
grappled.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Puff went. They went for the
failing.
one person who can't be grappled.
Yeah,
so
just get
yeah,
out.
Zay doesn't even stop moving. Just keep going.
What are you saying, Pierce?
I was gonna say I just pull out all of the woe and ode gold and money that I have, and I will just delicately remove this lady's like fingers from his ear. And be like, ma'am, listen, I get it. That's your life's work. We will give you the rest. I'm not. Go back inside.
I'll just take her with
intimidation
us.
check.
I'll just take her with us at this point.
11.
11.
She's a hard.
I'm too old for this shit. Get back here. Are you handing out the money?
Yeah, it's already in her hand. I'm just trying to like press it in her hand. There's more where it came from. Go.
Yeah, we'll see. Just kind of goes back inside.
We'll see about
slams
that,
the
Sonny.
door.
I'm not against. That's.
Let's just go.
Why is
Let's just
everybody
go.
so hostile? Get here. I just want to leave.
It's understandable, but like, this is life and death. We gotta.
Okay.
The sense of trepidation begins to wear off, and as you can do the crow thing as much as you want, you would eventually note that the red gaze is not upon you anymore now that you've moved through the floor. Seems to have lost you.
Okay, we're good. We're good. Don't go back up. But for right now, we're good.
This
I
will.
take a shot in the dark here. We got a little too close, and they saw us coming.
I need to get closer.
I know, but we've got to find another way to do that. That doesn't involve taking the direct route.
What about Lady Kathleen and the whole invisible cloak thing that she does?
You can't be bringing Lady Kathleen into this, especially if it's going
Yeah.
to be as dangerous as we think it's going to be. We don't need another body act to protect.
Oh yeah, true. Well, it seems. I mean, in theory, if you guys want, I could Operation Wild Puff Chase, and just take them on a crazy. I'm the fastest one here. Keep the eye on me. You guys go scope it out.
Actually, could work.
You've got a lot of good ways of getting away from people. That's true.
Just make sure you stay within 5 miles of me. Well, 5 miles of Bitterhorn, center of town.
What 5 mile? How far is 5 mile?
I don't know how to tell you how far.
Is that 5? Like, I don't know how I would judge that.
You work on a farm.
Yeah, we go by yards. You
How
think we
many
have
yards in a mile?
miles of farm? What kind of
You
farm?
do. The entire army, the entire thing could fit on your farm.
First of all, you assume that one bunny, was in charge of miles of farmland.
Well, no, but your family was in charge of miles of farmland. Like, you might have had other.
You don't need to be in charge of miles of farmland to know what a mile is.
No, that's also true. That's also true.
Unlike you guys, I'm not an adventurer. I'm a farmer. I don't travel often. I'll figure it out. If all of a sudden I can't hear you, Azalea, I'll just walk back in within the boundaries. I would assume that would work.
It should.
I'm sorry I didn't have an education like you lovely people.
Who said I had an education? Look around me. Look at what I'm doing for a living.
You read.
I taught myself.
Well, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Hey, Puff, what's the difference between a gourd and a pumpkin?
There's different seeds. There's different internal structures.
Okay, but no education. Okay, yeah, okay. And I start walking.
Different. It's different. Talking about distances.
Let's grab our first break there. We'll be right back. We return. Escaped the strange crimson vision. The party returns back out into the street. Shaken, but not stirred. I don't know.
No, you spit.
Sounded better in my head. I stand by it.
I'm a little stirred after all of the combat we've been in.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little scared.
As you guys are moving throughout the city, trying to find another angle to get back at to scope out the bitter hall, you actually pass by a certain poisoner's shop that you had been meaning to dip into. Could take this opportunity to do that. Can also pass it up. No harm either way. But Arnile the Poisoner, you guys swing by his shop. You swing past his shop in your seekings.
I know I just kind of threw all the money in the world that I had out of my possession just now. I would like to take a look in here, if it's okay.
Yeah. I don't have much funds to give to you to buy anything right now.
No, I get it. It's okay.
Wait, I got funds.
You do?
Yeah. I'm gonna give him the 10 because I gave you half of mine. When Azalea gave us the gold that he gave us, I gave you half of it, and then I'm just gonna give you the remaining half.
You got any more for yourself?
I don't need anything.
What if you get stranded and you need something to eat?
I'll work for food.
All right, Henry.
Okay.
That's generally how I got food before. Not that I was ever really stranded.
I till the soil until I eat. Thank you. I probably won't be using this, but it's appreciated. So, 5 minutes, and then I'll.
Or no,
I'll
it's
lead
not
the
10
way
gold.
into-
It's 5. Because I gave you. He gave. Azalea gave 20, and I gave you half of my 10.
Thanks for the lurk.
Gotcha.
It was 5.
All right.
That's
Stepping.
also good.
There is no name on the placard out front, but there is that classic jar with a skull on it. You know what I mean? Kind of engraved. But as you step in, this waft of mint and clove, like thick, heady sense of herb as you step into this room. There's not a little bell that goes off, but there's this small glass jar full of marbles that cackles a little bit as you step into this room. Both sides of the walls are covered in ivy, various plants with various flowers and a few strange fruits on the sides, and they all have that almost like rubbery, oily coating. And there's a thin haze of smoke in the room, and all of that and incense is burning, and so this real pungent smell comes through as you step through the room. Let me you okay, and someone who looks very similar to Arnile, the E1T, the Wantai, the snake dude. This individual has a similar pattern, but not quite the same, and one kind of milky eye as he puts down the kind of bushel he was kind of making, and he goes, "Welcome."
Hello?
Welcome to mine apothecary. How may I be of service to you?
Pleasure to meet you. I'm just looking around. Friend of Arnile's.
Excellent. Mine hatchmate has been rubbing elbows with all sorts of interesting people. Do come in, feel free to look around. I would hesitate upon touching anything. It might have effects.
Okay.
And seriously, if you do touch something, tell me so that I can get it washed off of you.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Small cat, kind of little. What's the name of the cat? Munchkin cats. Those little short, little stubby legs. Stares angrily at the party with absolute
Well, I'm
effrontery.
standing outside.
You're outside? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of go over to the cat immediately. I'm not gonna try and hold my hand out. I'm not gonna try and do that cutesy thing where I coax it here. I'm just gonna immediately go and scratch its head.
The
It's real
ears kind
cute.
of flatten down, but he accepts these tidings. Make an animal handling check.
You can't show fear to these creatures, otherwise they'll never respect you. 18.
18. As it kind of starts doing the weaving between your legs kind of thing and brushing up against you. Ah, that is good to see. Opsy is an excellent judge of character. I will tell Arnile that you are here. He kind of gets up and slithers away into a back room with the curtain drawn.
Would Puff have followed me in at all either, or are they both just hanging outside?
I would have followed you in just because of the fact that like I don't want to be on the main street if guards are looking for me.
That's fair. Yeah.
You're
I'm
really
just gonna
good
be
with
walking around the
cats.
halls. I mean, not really. I just know that
Take the compliment, Pierce.
I don't
Why are
answer him. I
why are
just
you-
walk down the hall.
You get up to
We're
the
gonna address
kind of
this
kiosk.
later.
And soon. It is good to see you again, my friend. He goes over and he clasps your arm.
Good to see you too. It's a nice place you got here.
Thank you. It is small, but we make do. How may I be
I'm
of
just moseying.
assistance?
I'm just moseying, just looking around.
It's good to see you as well, my friend.
What up? How you doing? It's been a while since we played dice. How you
We
been?
did. I'm still sore from losing to you.
You'll get me next time, I'm sure.
Surely.
Gotta have something to bet.
What can I do for you two?
Well, we were in the neighborhood. I just wanted to check out your story. I mean, you told me so much about it.
This is gonna sound, I don't know if you'd have them, but it seems like you might. Do you have poison darts?
I have poisons that you might put onto darts. But you
How
would
many
also be able to
darts?
apply it to other things. He's going to reach down under the table and pull out some bottles and start reading through a scroll and comparing them to different things. And he's going to then open one of the bottles and put it forward. This is quite potent. It will have an effect upon the blood. Turn it against its host. You see, he takes out a bunch of tiny little wax scrolls and starts laying them out as well.
What's in there? Well, obviously, that's proprietary information. I'm just curious.
I can't tell you all of it, but we have silk transmuted and imported from the north. Wayne's words.
Mm.
And we use it, do things to it in the back, and add a few additional ingredients, but that's the primary offender, I think.
Can I take a guess at what kind of silk?
Sure.
I'll like lean closer and be like, is it phase spiders?
How did you know that?
We all have our ways.
Do you know the history of the world trees? And then you hear from the back the other UONT just goes as he takes this wax scroll and slowly begins submerging it into the poison, causing it to slightly mist, like a calm tuft of mist begins to pour off the side of it as he corks it back up and slides it across the table to you. The world tree, that'll be 3 gold, by the way. The world trees are said to be...
I take that out and I put it on the counter as he's speaking.
He slides it along. Said to be long gone, turned into staves, and each one pivotal to the coming and going of souls through the realm. This is a story my mind father passed down to me, and I've always found interest in these world trees. I've always thought they were. I've always wanted to know what kind of components I might be able to draw from such a tree. And while the seed I gave you, Puff, is quite expensive, such a thing does not grow here. And I've always wondered why.
You don't have soil.
We have soil outside the city.
Must not be the right soil.
Must not. Regardless, people will pay a pretty penny for that thing, so.
How'd you get it?
Traded it.
How did that person get it?
I don't know. There is a mountain city of, I say mountain city, there is a hidden, lofty place. Hard to find. They live in the mountaintop. They have tiered city hanging off the sides. It's quite beautiful. Surrounded in fog and vapor. I got it there.
In a game?
Yes.
Alright, see if can I insight check that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Ooh. He either stole it or looted it.
Interesting. And what'd you say the name of this place was?
It's, Round Reach.
Do you happen to have a map like you and I, like, you remember the map that you gave us to get here? Do you have a map like that to get to there?
I'm afraid I don't.
Do you know which direction, just generally?
Yeah, and he begins to tell you of a route. You would go up through the city to Waynesward. You're currently in Waxward. And once you're down into the terrain, you would head along the east coast until you got to a specific mountain range. It tells you of a pass to go through that will eventually get you to the right mountain, and then you would have to climb.
Okay.
Oh, let's call it Hound Reach.
Hound Reach.
Hound Reach.
Okay. That's cool. Very informative.
I like to pass the story along. He really does. He really does. He tells everyone. Listen. Don't mind him.
I do have one more question, if you'd be so kind, you and your
I am known to be
Hatchmate.
kind to my friends.
I am dying to see what kind of setup you've got back there. If that's okay. If
Make
not,
a persuasion check.
good juju. Nah.
Oh no. My hatchmate would never allow it.
That's understandable. I understand. Only so many secrets. Am I right?
Well, there's always another secret.
Don't I know it? Well, I will not take any more of your valuable time. Arnile, lovely place, and I'll clasp his hand.
Thank you kindly.
I'm sure we'll be back.
Excellent. If you find anything strange out there, feel free to bring it on by. I'm sure I'd be interested in buying it.
Understood. And I will, as we kind of walk out of the door, I'm going to very carefully uncork the poison. Kind of dip my pinky in it.
Oh, make a con save.
That's a one.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have immunity to poison in the poisoned condition.
Oh, okay. So you're good.
Okay. I was worried. Yeah.
It's spicy and it tastes like
Yeah.
Windex.
And I'll cork it again and I'll hand it to Puff and I'm like, yeah, that'll be good for you. Just be careful with it.
And I just take it and I uncork it and I'm like going to
No.
like taste.
No.
I cork it again. But you taste it.
I can do that. It's part of the whole.
You know what? I'm not
And
gonna
I
question
gesture
it.
to all of me and go
and just
thing.
like put it in my bag and just like, okay.
If there's ever a poison that you want tested,
Skyrim
I'm
style.
the person that can do that. Yeah, literally
Was
just
this a giant's
shoveling
toe?
leaves and a giant's toe in my mouth, and I'm like, it does this.
I don't really use poison often, so that's fine though.
Would I be able to actually gauge what the poison could do from like a taste test?
Yeah,
Can I just Connor from Detroit become
make
human?
a medicine check.
Okay, cool.
I'll give you advantage because you just tasted it.
You're such a kind man.
Yeah, I'm alright.
Okay, 18.
18. 1d10 piercing damage as your blood gets a little sharp.
Ooh. Yeah, that's you see that? And like I'll point to my tongue where like the bristles of like kind of a cat tongue are starting to like appear. Like, that'll happen to somebody's blood if you use that on them.
I thought you contracted some disease from the cat from petting it.
Nah, for pierce
No.
it's just mouthwash.
Okay. Good, because I wanted to pet the cat. Where's the cat?
No, you can pet the cat. It's Opsy. You can't show fear. Know that. You can't show fear.
Precious
And I like
little bean. And I just like go to pick it up and she's like,
I'll give him the help action if I can.
Roll animal
Do I-
handling at advantage. Azalea, you're watching because they've come
Through the
outside.
open
They
window.
come outside.
Yeah.
with advantage.
Yeah.
It was a 15.
You have a new friend.
Oh, you should go.
Yeah.
Just like, Gilbert, look.
It's like,
He's a little bean. And it's like, and then put it down.
Murder!
No. Get eyes later.
Some interesting information to share with you later, Azalea.
Noted. Are we done here?
Yeah, we're all set.
So what is
And
the
then,
game plan? Are you going to be giving him the slip, Puff? Or
feel like if we're gonna do this, we should at very least take a beat and just get a little bit of our bearings first and out of above table short rest before we do this, so that way we can try and. What time is it right now?
It's like midday.
Okay, figure do this at night if you guys are gonna sneak.
I'll be honest, I'm not too worried about sneaking. I'm more worried about the guards who I assume is or was pursuing you specifically, Puff.
I don't know if they're still looking for me. Okay. Give me a sec. And Puff's just like slaps his face, and then it's just like, all right. And I'm going to use my second wind to try and get some of my HP back before we do this, because
Gotcha.
ideally I'd like to have. Okay, so that is 14 more HP.
Not
so
bad.
That's 86. It's 2 shy of max. All right. The buff just stretches. All right. I'm gonna make a big commotion. You guys. Just kind of like limbering up. Just, you guys do what you gotta do. I'll try not to go beyond 5 miles. I'm going to go. So when I hit to the center of city, I can keep going up, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Once you hit the interim, you'd switch and you'd start going down.
Yeah. Okay.
Just be careful.
Whew.
Let's
Okay.
get Puff, for starters, a performance check. You step out into the city street.
15.
15. What do you do to get everyone's attention, especially the guards?
Just like kicks open the like oh wait, no, he wouldn't kick open the door because it's a friend's place. He just like opens the door and closes it. It's like, I heard you guys were looking for a speedster. Catch me if you can.
A bunch of people all kind of turn and look at you, like the whole packed city street kind of turns and looks at you. And distantly you hear, there he is. Quick, get it before he gets away.
You're so slow. And I'm gonna immediately bounce onto the wall, and then because I can move, I'm gonna run up the wall to the ceiling, and then run directly along the ceiling. And as I lose my momentum, I'm gonna curve back down, kind of like a really wide corkscrew.
Audrey, go ahead and post the picture of the individual with the pale white eyes. It's a black and white picture. As you are hustling your buns, Azalea and Pierce, you see an individual step out of an alleyway, smoking a cigarette. Fire! And the guards who had kind of shown up and started giving chase pull out crossbows and take 2 shots at Puff. Ooh, 119 to hit.
That does hit. If need be, I will deflect it.
5 damage.
I'll eat the 5 damage and keep running.
You get 1 crossbow bolt into your flesh as you keep on going. Pierce and Azalea, you see this individual go, I love it when they run. And he's gonna start to step out and then vanish. The guards pursuing after Puff.
telepathically, I just say, "Let us know if you need help. I'm gonna start moving."
I'll be fine, I'm sure. But yeah. Puff trying to save face. Like he's like not on a potential suicide mission. I'll wake up all woe and know it. I got work to do.
All right, let's get in acrobatics.
That is a 19.
19. You begin hoofing it. Let me find this picture. There he is. Putting it in the Discord.
Rolling low and mid. Real unfortunate. I'm just
Yeah, I was
lucky
gonna
that
say, I know you have
plus-
ridiculous.
Yeah, I got plus
acrobatics.
6 and
Yeah.
7 to acrobatics and athletics, which is
There
nice.
we go.
All of the ones that actually everything else is 0. Anything that's not 0 is 6 or 7.
Well, that got kind of.
Yeah, I was thinking
know.
the exact same thing.
He's kind of bad. Not gonna lie.
Fuck, daddy? Sorry, daddy? Sorry.
Maybe I don't want to run.
Are we about to kiss? What is happening?
Meet Lieutenant Rissel.
More like Lieutenant Rizzle. Am I right?
Let's go with the puns.
No.
Lieutenant Riz with the cheekbones and the sharp jawline out here giga chatting on the campaign.
Feffers, I'm so sorry. You gotta understand that, like, that. I'm gonna give you the play-by-play of how that happened. That got, like, from my heart to my throat. I stopped it for a second, and then I said, no. And then I just said it.
I love that
I'm
it came from the
sorry.
heart, too. Bubbled up from the place where joy comes from.
Thought was not even, like, part of the equation.
Okay. Fuck. Okay. What'd you get on that acrobatics?
19.
19. Yeah. So you're trucking. Azalea, Pierce. You have your window.
We're moving.
All right. You guys quickly start moving through the city.
As we're going, I'm gonna celerity.
Very cool. Off the shoulder. Puff. You're weaving. You are hoofing it like you ain't never hoofed. And you move through the city and you keep going and you kind of keep taking like wide left turns to make sure you don't get outside that 5-mile mark. But you're surprised because you keep turning around new corners and they're already there ready for you heading towards you. And you have to like keep changing your game plan as they start trying to form a perimeter around your motions and moving in on that area. Let's get a perception check.
That is another 19. I keep rolling 13s.
You, with your skill set and your handy dandy chalk door or magic key, how many is there an amount of times you can do that?
Anytime.
You
no limit.
easily give them the slip, and they seem a bit confounded at first. Make another acrobatics check.
That is a fucking 17.
17.
Yeah.
You've got them in that sweet spot where you're just getting them on your tail and then losing them and then just barely getting them back on your tail and then losing them and just drawing them all throughout the city and moving about the way. Pierce. Azalea. You find Bitter Hall. It's not currently it doesn't seem to be currently in use. You don't see a lot of people coming and going, but it's this ornate 3-story building with massive double doors in the front and a couple of people walking around. You can see somebody sweeping the front area and kind of moving about and picking up litter off the outside windows, and you can see lights within the building. get a perception check as you kind of go around the building and scope it out.
16.
16.
Ooh.
30-20.
30-20,
Nice.
okay. You're able to determine a second entrance in one of the nearby buildings because there is a third-story arch between the two that might be able to get you access to the upper floors from a different building. There is a small service door in the back and one window that's floor level, implying a basement, if you will, a floor on the level below. And that looks like a very reinforced window. Candles have been lit so that soot stains the inside of the window. You can't see through it. And that gives you pause and concern.
That you said there's a building beside it that could get us access.
Mm-hmm.
What is that building?
It
Like a
appears
home?
to be it appears to be a home of some kind. The first floor is a shop, and then the next two floors are like resident. The bottom floor is in odds and ends kind of strange. It's like fake magic items, like more of a tourist spot, if that makes sense.
And the service door, is anyone guarding it?
You don't see anyone in the outside.
Follow me.
Okay.
And I'm gonna walk not directly towards the service door. I'm gonna stay like maybe 10-20 feet away from it. If there's like a wall or a corner I can like sit on the ground in, just kind of lean up against the wall or something. I'll
Absolutely.
do that just to look like
A little
I'm either-
alcove, like a couple of steps to a door.
Yeah, I want to look like I'm either just resting and I so happen to be nearby this hall, or maybe I'm waiting for someone and I just happen to be near this hall. Now turn to Pierce. I'm going to need you to stand in front of me for just a moment.
Got it.
Just cover view of me. And with Pierce covering view of me, I'm going to reach for my hand, and you don't see this, but you hear a cracking of porcelain as I twist my hand left and then right and then left again, and then pull it off as I cast Creeping Touch. You detach your hand at the wrist, transforming it into a spider. While the spider is within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically. Additionally, as an action, you can see through its eyes and hear what it hears until the start of your next turn. During this time, you have the deafened and blinded condition when regarding your senses with my physical body. If the spider is killed or prevented from returning to my hand in the allotted time, which is 10 minutes, it lasts for 10 minutes, you take 1d6 points of psychic damage. If you command the spider to return, it crawls back to your hand and the spell ends. As I pull my hand off my wrist, you hear the cracking of porcelain, and then you hear the shifting of it almost grinding against each other as my hand shifts and morphs into probably like a, I don't know. I don't think it's not like a poisonous spider. It's probably like a, I don't know, daddy long legs or something. And then I set it down on the ground, and telepathically I speak to it, saying, "You need to go inside there and take a look around."
I don't like that.
And yeah, have it squeeze underneath the gap underneath the door and start crawling around.
It starts skittering about. Make a perception check as you get into these back rooms.
Advantage with these.
Very nice.
Dirty 20.
Okay. you're in the back rooms, so you find kind of dressing areas and powder rooms with mirrors and a couple of offices, changing rooms, backstage. You step out onto the stage proper, and it's massive and it's ornate, and it's very dark right now, but you can see a massive bottom floor rows of chairs and then 2 balconies of more seats, and the top one is like looks like to be kind of a fancy restaurant with nice tables and the like. And you kind of keep on scuttling around until you find one of these offices seems to have a trap door, which is currently open.
I'll have the spider crawl in.
Surprisingly, it's a small wrought iron staircase, spiral staircase, and it keeps going down through maybe like 20 floors. You're about 10 floors down when you register this. You get to keep going?
Yes, it keeps following my order. I just can't communicate with it telepathically once it gets past the 100 feet.
Gotcha. Descends. And it gets to a threshold it can't pass. As it starts staring at these runes carved into the spiral staircase. An anti-magic field resides below. I'm going to honor that really high perception check. You hear giggling. A cacophony of shrill giggles, burbling, overlapping, and under all of it, desperate crying, begging, whispers that it's going to be okay. And more giggling. The tromp of chainmail. Someone being dragged. Begging. Pleading. And that voice slowly gets muffled and then begins giggling.
I will take an action to now perceive this myself. I'm going to look through the eyes of the spider. I can do that beyond the 100 feet radius.
Make a perception check. As you go up to the edge of the threshold and try to peer down 10 stories downwards.
19.
Oh, wow. You've heard of gibbering mouthers, but you've never seen one. A goo-like entity, maybe 8 feet by 7 feet, with many mouths and many eyes. And you watch as a new set floats to the surface and joins the cacophony of maddened laughter. Someone has just fed someone to the gibbering mouther.
As I'm looking through the spider's eyes, Azalea's physical body is deaf and blind to everything around them. But they will reach forward regardless and make contact with Pierce's back and just say, "There's definitely down there and we're running out of time." They're being fed to the gibbering mouth. I don't have time to explain what that is, but we need to start acting fast. If we're going to do this tonight, it has to be tonight.
Pierce, you've heard of gibbering mouthers.
I was gonna ask, yeah.
Aberrations.
I know he can't hear me or see me, so I'll just like reach behind me and like touch his arm and give him like a couple squeezes just to have him understand that I heard him.
Yeah. Non-urgency.
Yeah.
If that's what I can see with the spider, I think we'll have it crawl back up and investigate a bit more of the upper floors.
Okay.
See if there's anything of use or of danger. If we do manage to come in.
You find a final office in the loftier regions up behind the stage. You discover it by being in the theater room. It's got like a bay glass window looking down towards the stage. But you can't find a way to the office, but you can find the window. And looking into the window, you see this ornate office, but in one corner a teleportation circle of a kind.
What's your way to get in? There's some kind of magic circle. It looks like a teleportation circle. In the upper floors, it's looking down on the stage. I'm not sure if I can get away inside.
You do see double doors leading into the room, but try as you might with this spider, you can't find the route to get to this office. Which implies a hidden door somewhere, or illusory magic, perhaps, or something. Make an investigation check at disadvantage.
Roll a 4.
Can't seem to find the route.
Now that I've seen this door, going to try something. Having seen what happens with the anti-magic field, I'm going to try to cast Shadow Portal. Now that I've seen the door, I can visualize it, so I'm going to make a portal that connects to those double doors, or try to.
Okay. So you return to your body then, or are you doing it from your spider?
I'll keep my I'll do it from my body. So my spider's still there, but I'll just stop looking. I'll remove my vision from the spider.
Okay. This is not in the area of the anti-magic field, so you conjure a shadow portal here on the city street, in the shadows, in the dark. Pierce, you turn and you can see this yawning shadow swirling into the shape of a door frame.
I'm gonna take a quick second to like glance left, right. Is there anybody that seems to be paying attention to this?
Make a perception check. Also, Puff, make another acrobatics check. As you are hustling your buns out there.
13.
Acrobatics is a 22.
22. 13. Puff, you're still gallivanting. 13 is a less busy street than, the front of the building, but there is a guy kind of carrying this large sack. And he seems to have put it down for a minute. Stretched his shoulder. Taking a beat across the way from you. So roughly like 15 feet away from you. He's not looking at you guys directly, but he is at risk of noticing the two of you to a certain degree. That said, this shadow portal I don't think would be very noticeable per se. Is shadows in shadows and shadows. But
I'd just kind of be like, give it a tick to Azalea, and I'll wait until this guy either turns fully or begins walking away.
this is the
try
thing
and-
that stands out, is he doesn't seem to walk away. He stays there in this constant stretching motion, looking around a bit. He just kind of stays there, just kind of hanging out, just kind of lingering. Make an insight check. Drax, you can too.
17.
17.
23.
23. This might be a lookout. And with a 23, this guy is definitely a lookout.
With 23, can I gauge that he spotted us as suspicious, or is just...
He's keeping tabs on you guys, but doesn't necessarily mean he thinks you're suspicious.
I'm
You're not doing anything sketchy right now. You're just hanging out.
gonna recall my spider and have it return, crawling back to me, and then send it through the shadow portal.
So you are activating the shadow portal?
Yes.
Okay. Your spider steps into this ornate, kind of dark green and dark red ornate office. Temperature feels magically adjusted. And from this angle, you can see different parts of the room that you weren't able to see earlier. You can get up on the desk and move around, and looking at this teleportation circle, make an Arcana check at disadvantage.
I will say the moment it goes through, I'm gonna end the shadow portal.
Okay.
Yeah. 13 Arcana.
You were not able to determine where this teleportation circle goes to, but you know it would have to be within the demiplane.
Can I gauge if this is the type of circle that is like, is it carved into the ground? Is it drawn into the ground? Is it a thing I could disrupt?
It
Or
is.
can I disrupt it physically, or would I have to disrupt it arcanely if I wanted to?
You could
destroy
disrupt it physically. It is wax dripped along the floor in a circle, and then various sigils and the like in blood around said wax.
I'll have my spider start chewing at the wax just to see if they can break the circle.
Starts munching away.
I'll
No
wait for
magic.
Avalon.
Puff, they're starting to use hold person spells on you, which do not work.
You never catch me.
You realize
I'll give you
have,
air fives though.
you realize that you have the opportunity to make a lasting paint a picture of what you would be known for. What you can influence the rumor of that will start about you. How do you go about doing such a thing?
I'm gonna go to the highest point I can in the city that has 50 feet drop, and I'm going. It could be. Ideally, I want to run to the highest point where there's a 50-foot drop to the next building that's like 200 feet away, and or 70 feet away, and jump onto the adjacent roof, and then like attack on Titan, keep running. Like a majestic, like Assassin's Creed backflip. Like I'm just parkouring.
You start being referred to from here on out as the Pale Comet.
That's sick.
I love that.
Hell yeah. This spider is so sick and tired of wax, but it eventually chews its way through the teleportation circle, and you sense it break. So does the lookout, who, to Pierce's eyes, grows very alert. Is going to look to you two directly, making an insight check on the two of you. Garbage insight. That's a 6 and a 3. Determines that you are likely not the issue and will turn, forgetting the sack, turn and sprint towards the building and using a key, open up that back door and slam it closed behind.
How far is that bag from me?
15 feet.
Grab with this grappling hook. Bring it over. What's inside?
Various bushels of kind of like cabbages. If they could be bound together into kind of a bouquet. Strange plant. You've not seen it before. It's kind of like cabbage. It's kind of like lettuce. It's a bushel.
Is there anything you think they could use to track us in here?
In there, I don't think so, unless they know someone who can locate objects. They might look for the object specifically, but that could quite literally anything we have on us. So I don't think it's anything especially dangerous.
I'll take one, and I'll rip one of the cabbages off, shove it in my bag, kind of toss the bag back across the street. Shall we?
Not just yet. Hold on. And I'm gonna look back through my spider's eyes, and now that I'm within the room, and especially now that I can only assume this person is going to be checking in on that room, I would like to like crawl up onto the door and wait until he walks in.
Okay. Boom, 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 boom. My lord! My lord! Oh, fuck. My lord? Shit. And he's gonna go over and pull a book from the desk, flip to a page, light a candle, and start getting the circle back up and running by dripping wax along the floor and doing an incantation. He seems to fuck it up a few times, and when he finishes, he goes, "All right," and then flips the page. Shit! And he goes to scratch out what he's done, and the portal opens, and he goes, "No, please!" And this long purple hand reaches out and takes a hold of him and pulls him in and disappears. The book falls to the floor.
Well then, I'm not sure the portal works the way it should anymore, but that's fine. And I'm gonna have the spider crawl out of that room. I'm not letting it get anywhere near that thing anymore. And see if they can figure out the way out of here from this side of the window.
It requires a an elevator mechanism, like one of those old shoddy elevators. They're like cages backstage that was up, so you hadn't found it.
I'll just crawl down to shoot the elevator shaft. And yeah, have it crawled back out and back towards me.
Okay.
And as I kind of bend down to let the spider crawl into my hand, they'll kind of place it on the eerily smooth stub of their wrists. And then again, you hear you first you see it kind of almost expand, and you see pure white pure white porcelain kind of almost grow out of the spider, then start to shift and then recolor and adjust and change and back into their hand. And they kind of flex their fingers. Oh, but I had to do that in a while.
Does that hurt you?
I'm not sure if you have this or you call it this in your word. Do you have pins and needles? Do you have
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's more like that.
Okay. Cool.
There was a teleportation circle. Quite honestly, anything regarding teleportation can't be good, especially if it's in relation to the tyrants. So I messed with it, and it seemed like the lookout who just ran by messed with it worse than even I could have.
Make an Arcana check.
Damn, a 1.
Damn.
Not in that one, but a 1. Have a -1 to Arcana.
Yeah, you're not sure what he got wrong, but he got something wrong.
Yeah. But yes,
now I want to look at it.
Could I? Let's see if I have the spell for that. I would like to. I'll turn to Pierce. Do you have a book?
Yeah, always. I'll pull out my notebook, my journal.
I'll flip to one of a blank page, and I would like to cast. It's the fun way to use this. I would like to cast prestidigitation on the page, and use the magic mark ability. You may make a mark. You may make a color, small mark, or a symbol appear on an object or surface for 1 hour. I'd like to make a copy of the magic circle I saw through the eyes of the spider.
Okay.
On the page.
There's a thin, messy ring with arcane sigils on the inside and outside of the ring.
Doesn't mean anything to me, but you're a lot more versed with these kind of things.
Can I make a arcana check?
At disadvantage.
Hey, Feff.
Yeah, buddy.
Does this have to do with the Fey fiends or undead in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah.
Couldn't be. No.
Then I think it's just a flat roll, partner.
All right. You son of a bitch.
Nat 20.
Almost. It was a 19 on die plus 8. 27.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All I'm going to say is everyone take prestidigitation. It can do a lot more than just clean.
It can do
actually
so
very
much. It's one of the most
very
versatile
useful spell.
spells. Yes. Good
Buff doesn't
job.
understand. Buff's just like, dry cleaning.
Beth, I love you so much. Don't
love you
ever
too, buddy.
discredit yourself.
You keep being the brilliant fucking brain that you are, oh buddy. You keep going. You're doing great. You're
Smart!
So
I'm
smart.
smart!
You're so fucking smart. He accidentally made a Feyan portal, creating the wrong portal because he didn't check the page number and make sure it was the right one set up. That portal is now activated to a different place. Obviously supposed to be available to be switched over to because it was in the book. But You've certainly ruined someone's day. Well, multiple someone's day.
I would also put the magic circle that was there before they messed with it, just so they figure out what it was or where it was teleporting to or from.
Oh, got you. Well, one was fiendish, the other is fey.
Okay. Yeah, this guy's a dumbass.
His name was
Luckily for us.
Yeah. Apparently, he tried to make a fiendish teleportation circle, ended up making a fey one, and what happened to him? What happened?
A large purple hand reached out and grabbed him and pulled him in.
As you say that, Azalea, it is the same pinkish purple as that now adorns Pierce.
Interesting.
What a dumbass. I love it. And I close the book and I'm like, okay, what now?
Do you have any correlation or connection with the Fae?
Not to my knowledge. I study them a whole lot. They kind of drilled it into me that Fae trick you through getting your name. Never really been to the Feywild. Other than that, no.
Well,
Why?
it might just be a coincidence. It is just color after all, but the color seems to be similar, at the very least, very close to the color that you're turned after the situation.
Maybe petal pops are Fey-like in nature? I don't know.
Maybe. Honestly, a lot of things end up here, so I wouldn't be surprised. Just a thing I noticed, figured I might have pointed out, but there's a anti-magic field down below where I can only assume the other borders are being held hostage, so we'll have to keep that in mind when we do go down there. I don't know how far it expands, if it's just down the stairwell or for the entire prison down there. At the very least, when walking through there, we're going to be somewhat powerless.
Okay.
Well, I think probably more me than your path, but that's fine.
Well, I mean, I don't know really how my Crimson Right classifies into that, but I got a sword. I got these, and I'll show my like mutagens real quick. It's like they've not really steered me wrong yet, so if we can find a way to turn it off, I think we'll be on a more even playing field. But until then, just I don't know, try not to die.
We'll
As
do
per
our
usual.
best. I think that's all we're going to get. Puff, I'm going to reach out to Puff. Hopefully they're still within the 5-mile radius.
Dude, I have never, it's been so long since I stretched my legs. This is amazing.
Good to hear you're okay. We've gotten what we need. We'll give you an update when we meet up again, but do you think you can lose them for good?
Oh yeah, it's not a problem. I say with blind optimism.
Let's get a final acrobatics.
These posers, they don't even know what a kickflip is. Watch this shit.
Final acrobatics is an 18.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah.
I want to find. Are there any wells in this city?
Yeah.
I want to pinhole drop from a rooftop into an open well, and then, like, if I can, get to like open a door with inside the well, and then pop out.
So, you shimmy yourself down a well, and while you're reaching for the key, you actually find a gated door.
Can I? Oh wait, Boop. No, I just open it. As long as it's not magical, I can open any door.
You open it up on old hinges.
I'll go in there, and then I'm gonna close the door, and then I'll twist it backwards so that door becomes a wall. So it's just
Okay.
well.
Okay. You're in this tight corridor, kind of rounded at the top. It's not too tight for you because you're a tiny little bun, but a medium-sized humanoid would have to be like hunched at the very most.
Warren. It's like the Warren.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's a little bunny coat.
It's dry. You start moving through this area, and you get to a T, one heading to the right, one heading to the left. Makes perception checks.
It's a 10.
10?
4 plus 6.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Dandy DM? Good to see you. Andy is so hot right now. You right.
Hi.
The wind blows to the right. The wind blows from the right to the left. And it smells kind of sour in that direction. Faint voices lilt through the echoes of this chamber. As Pierce and Azalea make their exit, Puff finds himself a new conundrum.
What I want to attempt is I want to use the Eyes of Outer Dark. I'll eat the damage, but I want to see if I follow that, what would I experience if I were to go down the one that has the talking.
Go down the rabbit hole.
Because they give me foresight and true seeing for 10 minutes. So I want to be like, what is down here? And it's 13 psychic damage from using those when the power's triggered.
3d8 psychic damage.
Yeah.
$12 psychic damage. Benefits of foresight.
You did have temp HP if you didn't see that.
That's what I used.
Yeah.
Can't be surprised. Has advantage on attack rolls, ability checks, saving throws. Other creatures at disadvantage attack rolls against the target. Okay. Okay. Roll stealth.
Stealth would be... Where did that just go? It went and looked up foresight. Stealth would be 21 plus 6.
Barrels turned on their side to make for tables. Small fires with food being cooked over them. What you initially think to be a homeless society tucked away, you realize is actually a hub for the criminal underbelly. You have found the outskirts of the Scoury. Many, many armed individuals with hoods up or masks on or shaded expressions move throughout the space. Money changes hands, dice are rolled, arguments are whispered in harsh tones. Puff gets 5 temp HP.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
You see more chutes, and you watch as people fill one of the barrels, rolled onto its side, and then feed it into the chute, and it boom, disappears. You've discovered how they're smuggling things in and out of Rillis.
Am I still within the 5 miles of? Okay. Azalea,
Yes.
I found the Scoury, and
What?
yeah, I jumped in a well, and then I found a door, and I opened the door, and then there was paths, and then I used some goggles, and I saw the future, and it's been a weird day. But yeah, this is like the entire. I found the entire network. On accident.
What do you have on you right now? What do you have on you? Just any item you're willing to lose.
Nothing in particular. What?
Nothing, fuck off.
You want me to? Okay. Okay. I'll leave my liar's dice.
Can you find a place to bury them? So
Oh
not
yeah,
seen?
that's.
You look around, and eventually you kind of pull out one of the bricks and kind of put it behind one of those and kind of wedge the brick back into place. It juts out a little bit, but it still will suffice. Pretty nondescript.
Okay, I put my liar's dice in a wall.
Thank you. It will make it easier for us to find later.
That's actually pretty big brain.
Wow, that's really good.
One of my favorite moves was we had to hide these keys. And so I was a druid. And so I went and like put them on a tiny little tree and then grew that tree bigger so the keys would be inside the wood.
Nice. What do you want me to do? I'm just kind of in a cave right now.
I honestly would like you to get out of this soon.
Okay.
We'll meet you a few blocks down from the last star, just in case you're still being followed.
I'm going to. Well, if they saw me jump into this well, did they see me jump into the well?
It doesn't really matter. You
I think the question is, have I lost them?
Oh, you
you
lost them. You lost them before you jumped in the well.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to fix this well door that is now a wall, so that way they don't think anything's up. And then I just go back to the like I just huddle back and I just go boop, turn it back into a door, and then when I open the door, I then, because it just becomes back to the door, I just take the key out so it stays a door.
It's so good.
And then I crawl. I just swim back to the top and then I jump out.
Brother really just waltz into the salty spittoon.
And I will use my disguise kit to like.
Real quick, you peek out the tunnel or peek out the well, and there's this kid.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I tripped and I fell in there.
Are you a well monster? Will you grant me wishes?
What wish do you require? Let's see where this goes.
I want Rattenbacher to trip and fall, and for everyone to know he's his stupid face, and to no one to like him. And Susie likes me instead because he's a jerk face. Don't hurt him. Just get people to stop listening to him. He's a fucking liar. Sorry.
Don't swear.
I was please. I'm sorry.
Well, which
Can you
one
do
of
that
them
for me,
is
Magic Bunny Man? Mr. Well
which
Wisher.
one is Redenbach?
He's brown hair, kind of tall.
Okay, and what's your name?
I'm Jamie.
Hi, JD. I'm Puff.
That's a made-up name.
I mean, technically, every main name is
For
made
my
up, so
second
you're not-
wish, I wish you had a better name.
My name is Bartholomew the Third, hero of Wawanowit.
Oh my god, the magic is real. How many more wishes do I get?
Sorry, I'm a bunny. I only got 2 ears and I only got 2 feet. So those are all your wishes. I'm sorry.
Pulls out a knife.
Put the knife down.
Puts it away.
Good choice. Do you know where
No.
this kid lives?
That way.
Okay, and his name is Redenbacher?
Rettenbacher.
Redenbacher. Okay,
The third.
the third. He's about to be the last. I'm just kidding. That was a dark joke. It's been a long day. Sorry.
That's my wish.
Okay.
He throws
You
a
want me to-
copper at you. It bounces off you and goes
so
down the
your-
well.
Your wish is for me to murder him? I'm confused.
No, I just need people to hate him.
Okay.
Bro.
Sounds okay. I will get on this. Toot sweet.
Excellent. He crosses his arms and waits for you to get to it.
I go in the direction in which he pointed.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see Redenbacher?
You head off and never have no clue whatsoever. You don't find anybody that, you know, I mean, if you did, it's just another kid. You have no way of knowing if it's the right kid.
Just looking Redenbacher. Hello?
Okay, roll performance.
Yo, me and my homies hate Redenbacher.
That's a 17 for performance.
17. Yeah, what you want?
I walk up to him, I grab him on the shoulders, and I'm like, Gilbert! And it's just shake him a little bit, and I'm just like, you leave Jamie alone.
Who?
He's the chosen one. Nobody likes you, Redenbacher.
So saith
Nobody likes
the
you.
pale comet.
And then I look at Gilbert. Gilbert looks at me, and my eyes roll back. And then I just stare directly as the crow into Redenbacher's eyes. And then I just come back, and I'm just like, all right, you're done.
He runs, he falls over, he gets up, he runs, he falls over, he runs away.
Pants him. And then I walk away.
He Patrick Star waddles away.
Take that, you little shit. Good day.
Bro, you don't even know that kid.
I fully can't wait for Jamie to be the arsehole here. Like Redenbacher just ate chill kids, and Redenbacher just can't.
We don't even know the story here. No,
First of all, I'm a magic wish bunny.
Thanks, Pop.
you could have just been like
Wait, what?
helping the Eddie Brock of the story, like beat Peter Parker for all we know. Like you just
Wait, hold on a second. We just got a ton of a weird echoey voice from this.
Yeah.
kid.
Hello?
yeah.
It's the voice of Jamie.
Oh,
But
hi,
it's in
Jamie.
your head and distantly
What's-
fading.
Hello? The deed is done, Jamie. Hello? I'll walk back to where Jamie was.
You don't see anyone.
Okay.
Why am I scared?
Ghost kid. Neat.
Buff, are you okay?
It's been a very weird, eventful night, and all I want to do is take a nap, Azalea.
Well, we're waiting for you near the last star. I
Okay.
figured you'd be here by now, but
You see a ghost kid named Jamie.
what?
It's a long story. I'll tell you when I get home.
What's he saying? I asked
Azalea.
Azalea.
That is an immediate red flag, as the Sovereign has been known to pretend to be children. Coming back to the last star
We're not going to the
immediately
last
might be
star,
a
we said.
risk.
Yeah,
We
we're going to
are.
meet us 3 blocks away from the last star.
Yep.
Not because the Sovereign's going to follow us, but this makes it even better idea. Scrap what I said. We're going to meet a few blocks further from the last star. I don't know who this Jamie is, but if it's who I think it is, it's not going to be smart for us to get anywhere close to our actual resting place. Not now.
Puff, all the paranoia starts seeping its way back into your mind. And then you hear, I tell you what. And you turn and see this gentleman with the bright white glowing pupils smoking his cigarette about 40 feet away from you.
You are quite handsome.
Thank you kindly. I can't catch you. I recognize that I cannot catch you. Flicks the cigarette. So anytime you feel like making a new friend in high places, you come find me. And he's gonna leave another stone calling card on the kind of the brick next to him, and then he disappears.
I'll go grab stone calling card, and before I do, I want to do like a little, like, who's he, what's it looking, making sure it's not some trapped thing.
Roll. You try to detect traps. Roll investigation or perception, I believe.
Perception would be 6 or 15.
Smells fine.
All right.
Looks
I look at
kind
it.
of ornate. A little stone credit card shaped, heavy piece. Says Lieutenant Rissel. And
I don't know how to spell lieutenant. Oh my god, I spelled it right.
I just put LT.
That's fair. Lieutenant Rizzle.
Yep.
Lieutenant Rizzle.
Oh no, he's hot.
Oh no.
Literally.
Okay. Does it say like job?
Inquisitor.
Up just immediately after like the panic attack and that the confusingness. Azalea, I keep making new friends. I don't know which ones I'm supposed to trust. I'm so tired of running. I just want to sit down.
Just meet us.
Oh, side note, I got a card from some Lieutenant Rizzle. He's an Inquisitor, and he's got crazy eyes and a really sharp jawline.
Inquisitor Azalea is what you could call the secret police for the Sovereign. Your friend specifically is officially on the radar.
That is not good news.
He seemed friendly. He wanted to offer me a job.
No. That's
Okay.
incredibly dangerous. Either you're going to be imprisoned or be imprisoning the innocent. So
Oh, yeah. that's
either
fair.
way, not going to be good.
I was gonna say, I was like, pretty much everything we've done today has been pretty dangerous. But I don't want to hurt people. I did kind of ruin a kid's day, though. That was my bad. In hindsight.
And I quote,
it's a long story.
"Who's Jamie?"
It's a long story. Not my finest work, to say the least.
That poor kid, man.
I got a little too. There was too much happening. It's been a long day. Where do you want me to meet you?
I'll just give him like, I address what makes sense. I think I'll just be like, you mentioned, I don't know if it is north, east, southwest the same for, do you use the same terminology here? Have we adopted it from other
Yeah, we can
orders?
use the same. This pane is very east to west long and kind of short by comparison north to south. But there's two planes, so there's two biomes, so there's plenty of room to go around. Puff?
Could we meet at the pastry shop that we went to before the Loxodon ruined my day? Is that far enough?
I'm trying to remember the pastry shop. The details of who was working there.
We can meet there, but if who I think is following you, I'd rather not bring them to other people.
Wait. The werewalker wasn't working at the pastry shop, is he?
The werewolf just walks around.
Because the guy that Azalea was talking to, that's a meat plant. That was meats. That wasn't a pastry shop.
Got you.
Yeah.
Refresh me on the. Did we walk into a pastry shop? And if so, can we?
No, we were following the werewalker. We were waiting for the werewalker sitting at a pastry shop.
That's right. Thank you.
That's why I was like, can we just meet at the pastry shop? Because that's not. It's not the butcher that Azalea knows.
Yeah.
I would just rather not bring enemies to an innocent bystander's place of work if you are being followed.
Oh, that makes sense.
Pick
all right,
somewhere you hate.
I'll give like the address of like
Somewhere you don't mind getting raided.
like an empty a house is empty. Like this is a big city and most of it is not inhabited. So I'll give a location of an empty building that we can meet at.
I'll use my urchin feature,
Hmm.
which I forgot that I had urchin, which allows me to fast travel twice as fast from a point where I'm at to in between the cities.
Yeah. So
I mean,
that and the key.
And then the fact that I was literally all over the entire city, like, oh yeah,
So
I know where that
Azalea and Pierce,
is.
you guys walk 3 blocks, but he still manages to beat you there. But you step into this dusty room. There is like one squatter who kind of like looks at Puff as Puff enters and leaves.
I'm gonna turn the door into a wall once we're all in here.
You guys are boxed in.
Okay,
It's kind of a weird feeling.
we're safe here for now. I can open them a wall in any direction that they try to come in, the opposite one, so we should be fine.
Yeah, we're safe. The rundown. There is some sort of prison holding facility down beneath Bitter Hall. The one entrance I found to it was a trapdoor in an office. It has a anti-magic sphere effect going on down there, just about 10 stories down the flight of stairs. I don't know how long or far it extends, but that's going to be an issue for mostly me. Maybe lesser so Pierce, but I doubt it would be an issue for you, Puff. Especially if you run into any trouble.
Could be an issue.
It seems like that's true. I don't know how it would affect Gilbert. My spider couldn't get any closer, would have undone the ability.
Hey,
I'd
Bill got
cast.
bingo.
Hey, let's go.
Oh yeah. Past that, I saw a glimpse of a gibberish mouther. They're awful sludge-like creatures. They're
It's one of the
being
more famous ones.
fed people. I can only imagine the other worlders. I know that several have already been fed to it at this point. So if we're going to act, we need to act fast. Up on the 3rd floor, I second row to Wrong Feathers. Third floor, I saw a teleportation circle. It seemed to have initially been leading towards the something fiendish, someone fiendish. I managed to disrupt it. Had chipped away some of the wax I was making it, and then a guard came in and tried to fix it and altered it and caused it to teleport him to somewhere where there's at least a fake creature, a very large one, residing. Don't know if that's going to be an issue for us. Hopefully it'll be an issue for whoever put the circle there in the first place. But the hand did look like similar in color at very least to Pierce's arm after the Popper's explosion. So might not be related, might just be a case of Poppers are fey in nature, who knows, but again, I wanted to share
I'm
that
leaning
information.
towards that one.
It does make sense. But that's what we come up against. We're going to have to act, and I think we have to prepare for a confrontation without magic.
Okay, so that was a lot. And I will unpack the. Okay. And I just describe like the part of town where the well is to Azalea, and I'm just like, underneath that well is a door. It'd be a tight squeeze for both of you guys, but there's a door that opens up into a little cave system, and if you follow the wind in the tunnel, it'll lead to an entire network there where they just do barrel stuff and shipping stuff throughout the city, I would assume.
You've never heard of this, Azalea? The concept of chutes hidden throughout the city is a revelation.
You make a cool noise like thump.
Thump.
Oh, here, and I give the stone calling card. That's the card that the white eyes guy gave me. Do with that what you will. Like, obviously, we're not working with him. The Jamie kid, as I
Echoing through the halls, the overall city noise dulls. You hear doors being closed. You know when a dog kind of, or a cat like claws at a door, and that sound, that's the sound that scrapes against the stone in the way you came through.
opening that door.
I see.
It sounds right.
There's a story beat. There's a beat, and it doesn't seem to like attack the wall. It doesn't seem to come through. It doesn't manifest in here at all. And eventually the sound goes away.
You want me to open a door?
No.
Do we know what that is?
Do I know what that is?
You have no earthly idea.
I would like to look this calling card over. Look for, I think, anything that looks arcane on it or magical nature.
You look closely. Roll investigation. So you kind of chip away at it, pry away at it, rub your fingers through it, test it in various ways.
An 8.
With an 8, you discover almost like braille bumps along the edges of the thing. But you have no idea what it could mean. But it could be like a hidden message, could be a hidden spell, could be a trap, could be a beacon, you know? There's all sorts of horrible, terrible things that this could be.
I am going to reach a hand out and manifest my book. You see shadows peel away from my own and then to solidify into a black book. with black pages, and I'll open up the book, set the calling card in it, and then put a page over it. And I want to take a shading of it, an impression of it, so I can keep and decipher later. I'll do the same on the back, just in case anything on the back as well with the calling card. And then I'm going to destroy the calling card.
Okay.
And I'll just like throw in the air and Eldritch Blast it.
Puff. How do you feel about that? That's maybe the third time Azalea has directly made a decision for you. Not to like be like, oh, bad player, but like, ooh, can we RP some, like, is there anything here that there might be an interesting moment to take note of?
Good
player though. Good player.
I'm
not stirring the pot. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think just genuinely Puff be like, why did you just I could have spied. I could have he clearly wanted to talk to me. I could have spied with that.
I'll show the book and be like, we saw the details literally in this book. The card itself could be.
But what if to get to him I have to have the card?
Why would you want to get to him?
Again, I'm a spy.
Hey, Puff, I adore you. No offense. You called me Azalea in front of Austin. Immediately almost beat my cover. With someone who's not dangerous, if you do that around this guy, you will die.
And this is Puff not understanding the literal, like, obviously Azalea knows what an Inquisitor is. Puff doesn't. It's like, first off, I caught myself, and it wasn't a legitimate threat at the time. It was Austin, and what would, like, Austin's just a bard.
Do you know that?
Have we seen you? Why do you always assume? I mean, yeah, no, you're not wrong, because like everybody that I try to help here seems to go sideways.
Remember the beggar? You went to help?
Just leaning against the wall and just kind of like watching them.
I went to help because that is what I do. And
yes, no, that's the Puff. I'm not saying that's not the right thing to do. I'm very glad it is someone like you in this world, which is why I'm trying so hard to protect you. Because we need people like you in this world.
I understand, but I feel like we should have conversations before you just do stuff.
When you handed me the card, there's a strange sound, and the creature that I've never heard of in my 200 years on this plane appeared. Excuse me for being worried and immediately connecting two dots.
Well, we don't know that was related.
Azalea, you were like,
sorry.
We don't know that was related. That could.
And we're gonna. It's better to be safe than sorry in this world.
That I understand that. However, we could at least talk about the course of action.
I'm sorry.
That's all I'm asking.
I'll discuss with you the next time I think something could be a danger to us, and we'll discuss how we can go about it.
Because, like, yeah, it's like, I understand, like, again, like, I understand that the card would be dangerous. However, that's information that we might not ever be able to get because again, I don't know if I need that card to talk with him. If, like, I'm not saying, oh, this very moment we need to talk to him. I'm just saying later down the line, if we needed an audience with him and I needed that card, that's the only concern.
I understand. I'm sorry.
It's not like I'd be like, oh yeah, you guys go back to Last Star, check on the vodka. I'm going to go check out what he's into. Obviously, we would have had a plan.
I will say, even if we do come in contact with him, if we do any sort of undercover thing, I won't be involved in that. What I know about the held breath is too dangerous to get into the hands of the Inquisitor.
I completely understand that. Yeah. But I'm saying, like, you just had me have this guy on a wild goose chase for majority of the day.
Did I hear Gilbert make a noise?
Yep.
What did he say?
So you guys have all been talking, assumedly mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially after that creature. showed
But
up, yeah.
Gilbert said, vodka.
I don't think Puff would really.
Pierce notices that Gilbert is clearly in on the telepathic conversation.
I will say they'll only be in on one side of it because they can't read my mind because of the thought shield.
Makes sense.
And they also
Makes
can't
sense.
read mine because of the ring.
Well,
So
he's
I'll just-
literally a part of me, which
Yeah,
makes
that's
sense.
Right.
Yeah, which I think is why Azalea wouldn't even like really register.
It's
it.
just, again, it's one of those things where it feels like I took him on a wild goose chase. Okay. I'm cranky.
Oh,
It's not your fault, Azalea. It's been a long day where stuff has just consistently tried to kill me. Want to sleep. Where do you think it's safe to do that?
In all honesty, this place might be the safest, especially after what we heard outside.
And we don't know if that thing was dangerous.
I
I mean, you could
not-
assume.
I've never heard of a creature do anything, sound anything like that. Puff. I'd rather err on the side of caution. I'm not feeling great. I know you're not feeling great. I don't want to defy a thing I've never run into before. Not before arrest.
Everything here is something I haven't run into before.
And you've had someone who has backing you up.
And I
most of the time.
appreciate you. I'm just tired of stuff trying to kill me, you see.
Puff has a small like.
I just
a small.
Puff, if you want to go to the last star, we can go to the last star.
Well, no, because again, like, I don't know what the range of that red beam is. I understand that Lady Kathleen's not there, but Lucas is there. That's where you guys sleep. I don't want to put the entire party in jeopardy, so I will camp out here.
It's a conundrum for sure. It becomes the immediate thing is how can we guarantee that Puff is not being immediately scryed on? Because once we solve that hump, we're in the clear.
I don't have anything that could fix that. Not right now.
Do you want me to go to the location that we had gone to before? Because at this point would I get a general idea of how far the scrying reaches?
It depends on whether or not some kind of city focused organization picked up on you or the sovereign did. Because this is the sovereign's home. This is the sovereign's
Yeah.
pain. But if it's an entity that caught with you that is of lesser power, then certain options become possible. Let's get history checks from the whole party.
Hey, Fifth.
I got a 3.
Yeah, Andy?
Does this have to do with fae, fiends, or undead?
There are things that pertain to the Fae that would be untopical with not being detected, so sure.
Let's go.
You.
I rolled a
And
17.
undead for that matter.
I don't need it.
I hate it
I don't
here.
need it.
Nat 20?
Natural 20
Oh man.
Let's
plus
go.
8.
What'd you get, Azalea?
I got 17.
17. One of the most common things that can't be scryed through is lead. Tin is also known to be a factor. There are anti-magic fields. There are all sort. There's the ring on Pierce's finger. There's a lot of things that a lesser entity would be thwarted by. Put Puff in a lead safe. Yeah.
You wanna?
It'd work.
That's so
It'd
good.
probably work.
We Nezuko Puff.
Yeah. Into the bag of holding.
Where them.
I hear what you're saying about communicating. So shoves in the bag like a magician pulling him out of a hat.
Just intermittently take you in and out of the bag. In this case, if we can't find a place, and I'm just saying if we can't find a place that would be safe for me to be, you said you don't sleep like normal people, right?
Yes.
So in
Well,
theory,
I sleep
as
like
long as
other
Go
Shadow
ahead.
High Elves, but not non-Shadow High Elves. We more meditate for 3 or 4 hours.
Can you meditate while maintaining telepathy?
Yes.
Then in theory, if you guys are comfortable with it, you guys could be somewhere close. And then this is the, like, again, if something's going to come and attack me or something's trying to come get me, better to lay our own trap than fall into a trap.
Makes sense.
I actually like that idea. It just depends on how big the thing we're trying to trap is.
Well, again, if I'm in here, out of everybody here, I will find a way out. If it's something for potentially non-hostile, we'll address that. The likelihood of it being something non-hostile is dwindling with the way that this day is going. But I will play as bait while wherever you guys want to be. But first, I would let's check to see if it's safe outside, because again, that thing, we can't hear it. It could still be anywhere near, based on what Azalea said. It could be hostile, so let's err on the side of caution. I agree with you, Azalea. I'm sorry. It's just, again, it's been a very, very long day.
You don't need to apologize.
Stepping outside, peering outside. There's a couple of people just in the street looking off and down the distance, kind of talking to each other and pointing. That was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
I'll walk up to one of them. What was it? I missed it. I heard the sound.
A tall fox-like creature, pale as lavender.
I was sad I
Casually,
missed it.
it was surely a good omen.
Which way did it go?
I went that way.
I would
Azalea,
turn, keep up.
permission to go after it.
Just stay out of sight. We'll try and keep up.
Just stretch. It's just, here I go again. And then just like sprinter's stance.
I'll turn to Pierce. We should go back him up in case something goes wrong.
Feels like we should get like a leash with a really long.
Puff is their own person. We'll just do what we can
No.
to keep them a living person.
No, I know. It's just
Ask for
worry.
permission this time.
And, maybe if I got some skates or something, I wouldn't have to walk this much. I could just attach the leash to him, and he could just zoom, and I could just woom, and we could just, I don't know, let's go.
As we're running, is there a chance you go, what are skates? We're running.
This place sucks!
You don't got rollerblades, my dude. This place was designed.
You've never heard of inlining? Bunk.
Bunk. Let's grab our second break there. We'll be right back, chat. Fret not. We're back. Puff, you dart out after this thing and you don't find it. I would have you make a perception check if it was possible, but you really don't find hide or hair of this thing. Azalea, Pierce, you guys are catching up and moving into the area when do you remember the taste, Pierce, that you had before your accident that you couldn't get rid of?
Explicitly, why?
You taste it again.
I immediately hold an arm out to stop Azalea's movement. There's Piddle Pops here.
You vaguely hear Puff.
Let Puff know. Let Puff know. Let Puff know.
Puff, there's Piddle Pops here somewhere. Pierce can sense them somehow.
I can taste them. You can't taste them?
Can I taste them?
Nope.
No, I can't.
Can I use... Do they smell like anything?
You don't pick up on any of these things.
Because I would have known the smell of Piddle Pops if they have a scent.
Yeah, but you don't smell it.
I'm gonna try and spot some spores wherever they may
Make a
be
perception
wafted in
check.
from.
And yes, this would pertain to the Fae.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good job taking the feature, so.
Yeah, well, it wasn't even a feature. It was just, it's part of the Blood Hunter shenanigans.
Fuck yeah.
That'll be an 18.
You really focus, because we're in this kind of darker area. And you spot it. A faint trail of these lavender spores in the air. The trail winds out of sight to your right.
I'll point them out. And I'll just kind of like move slow to Azalea.
Azalea, you don't see the trail. Puff, you are also in the vicinity and caught up on the going-ons.
Couldn't find it.
They're really
do
faint.
see
You gotta focus really hard to see them. It's tough. I get it, but
Zelia, I'm doing my best not to be upset right now. Because I wanted to open the door. It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
I understand where you're coming
taking all
from.
this
You
in.
understand where I'm coming from. I'm following that trail slow and steady.
The second you
while this
step towards
conversation
the
is going
trail,
on.
the second you commit to following the trail in your mind, a creature steps from around the corner and into view. It is a little shorter than you, mostly leg, the legs look almost like that of a deer, but at the where the legs end and the body begins is all very fox-like, very like long fur fox features with black accents, but that soft lavender purple kind of moving throughout, and then black horns that kind of curl outwards like an antelope.
These spores look like they're coming off of this thing.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
I was just gonna kneel down and be like, "Hi, I'm Puff." It's so cute.
This thing
It
is
kinda
giving off piddle pop spores.
Faintly, yes. Putting a picture in the thing. Bop,
Be careful.
and bop, bop, and bop. Taller than Puff.
Oh,
It's so pretty.
it is so pretty.
It seems
is
to
my-
stay in this like minor key with its lilting chirps.
What does my cuff of captions do? Because is that like a spoken language, or is it just an animal?
Nah, it's just an animal.
Okay.
It
Dad,
is
can anybody
clearly
do
a
it?
Fey influence.
You're good with cats' ears. Talk to it.
I'm gonna take a quick second to glance behind us towards where we came from,
You look back
back towards the bitter hall.
Oh, you're far from Bitter Hall at this point.
Okay. Dang.
It seems nice. Can I go up and try and like gently pet it? He's not aggressive.
I know.
He's fluffy.
The
I
head
wanna
kind of
touch it.
dips down to get eye level with you, and you note that it does put both eyes towards you in the way that predators do, and prey tend to look at you sideways, like, because the eyes are on the side of the head, but this one just kind of turns and gives you full eye contact as it kind of...
Puff, this isn't like the cat.
Can I roll for animal handling to like be like I'm not a threat? Please don't let this go bad. It's not bad. It was an 18. I lucked out.
You reach up, and the fur is like tussled velvet. And a bit of that lavender kind of residue remains on your fingers. And it seems to give you a sniff check and then move on and keep sniffing around. Kind of comes over to
not
Azalea.
Bad.
Kind of looks up at you. Before making its way over to Pierce.
As it's coming up to me, are there any like open flames anywhere on this street?
It's a dark area, and the weir lights don't give off flame, and they're kind of dim here. They haven't been replenished yet. What's that?
I was like, can we keep it? As I look back to Pierce and Azalea.
Don't know what it is. Do you have any
I'm gonna
idea, Pierce?
I'm gonna take a wild guess here. That dumbass messed up the teleportation circle. It's very clear from what you told me that something on the other end of it could come through and grab him. This thing reeks of piddle pops. By your own account, piddle pops are probably fey in nature. I think we have a gatecrasher here.
Does any part of it look similar to the hand that reached out for the guard?
Similar in colored tones, but that's where the similarities end.
Similar color. It's not the same aggressor that I saw snatch the guard, so we have that at the very least.
We should probably, and very carefully, not be standing with this thing out in the middle of the street.
Yeah. Where do we take it?
Can't take me anywhere. Can't take Little Pop's pooch.
Nope. Not gonna name it that.
That's what I'm calling it, Pierce. Triple P.
It seems to orbit around Pierce a bit, sniffing
It likes you.
until it finally spots a bit of exposed flesh that is stained lavender. And it seems to start not protecting you, but keeping a watch out on your behalf.
Dog, Pierce. You got a dog. What are you gonna name it?
We're not.
You gotta give it a name.
Look, we cannot keep this thing. First things first, we need to get out of the street. Come on,
Gotta name it.
you. And I'll point at the deer dog thing. Let's go.
It opens its mouth, exposing mostly sharp teeth, and the scraping apart of the teeth, they're not bone, maybe flint, as sparks gently fall out of its mouth as it falls in alongside next to you.
The dog flamethrower.
Stop. Hey.
Make an animal handling check.
Oh, fuck.
You got this.
I surely don't. I have
Give him the help action if I can.
I have a
alright,
plus
yeah.
1.
Well, you have advantage.
Okay, I got the help action. Okay, yeah, that's nice. Oh, man.
I looked out that thing could have ate me. I was really close to getting murdered.
Fucking 12.
It doesn't. It stops, but not because you told it to.
Oh boy. Okay. This is we need to try and find some place that can withstand a blast. Keep this thing locked up for now.
But don't lock it up.
It's a walking bomb, dude.
You're a walking bomb.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. It's been a long day. I'm sorry. I'm on edge. Too many things have tried to kill me today, Pierce. Do we know
This
of,
thing
like,
may indirectly end up killing us, so we need to be careful about how we proceed here. What were you saying, Azalea?
Yeah.
I wasn't saying anything.
I'm hearing voices again. I'm sorry.
Do you know of a big warehouse with a lot of space for this doggo to walk and wander?
You know where a warehouse of Piddle Pops is.
Oh, maybe he'd love that. It'd be like he's home. You curl up.
That's a good idea, Puff. I'm lying.
We know good old Greg. Good old Greg, whatever Greg's.
I'm kidding. We're not doing that. That's a horrible idea. We're not doing that. Let's just try and root him back into this room.
Yes,
This
keeping
the stone.
the bomb in a
You reach
small
your
room.
hand out, and there's a brief sensation appears, and you don't notice it at first, but you look and the creature's not there. What the other two members of your party saw was it, as you reached out, it looked up and touched one of its horns to the exposed pink flesh on your skin and disappeared into it.
Azalea, did you know he could absorb dogs?
No. Is that a thing you can do in your world?
Pardon me
What do
while
you
I-
mean? What do you mean?
Pardon me while I break the fourth wall. Chat. What just happened?
You're
Pierce turns around, looks into the distance, goes, "Chat, what is happening?"
Give him the Jim Halpert smile. It's like,
just out here with a scar that acts as a Pokeball.
You can see it on the pattern, walking around it like two-dimensionally.
get out.
You say that, it doesn't happen.
Get out. I don't like this. This is terrifying.
Can your
this is new
arms
to me.
suck the energy out of that thing? Because that would maybe amplify that arm a little bit more. Based on what Atticus told me. Is he like a battery?
I don't know.
Also, it's creepy that he moves on your skin. It freaks me
I
out. I
know.
don't like that. I don't like that one bit.
I'm in totally. And I'm like kind of like looking to Azalea to like, for, like my eyes pleading of help, and then like I see
Azalea
he
just
is like
shrugs.
as lost as Pierce is.
You should probably go back home. In your body.
That's not.
He's home now. Can you think of a safer place for him to be right now? Can he explode while he's inside you? I hate what I just said.
Don't.
I hate all of that.
Azalea looks at Puff and goes, "Hey, I'm not gonna kink shame."
That is not what I meant. Place
Oh
is a
my
prison.
god.
It's not what I meant.
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
Put
Dude.
the Feywild pooch back in the tattoo. At least until we
First of all-
find somewhere safe.
First of all, it's permanent tissue damage from Feywild mushrooms. Second of all, this is so stupid. You. Come here.
Kind of clumps over.
get in here?
Tell you what to do, Pierce, but there's a lot of stuff going on right now. The shear's after me, and then there was a little ghost boy, and then I got chased through half the city, and I don't know if that dog is a hot button too.
I'm gonna take a second to look at the flesh that this dog deer thing has gone into. Does it seem like more volatile at all?
Not to your immediate. Make a medicine check.
I'm great at those.
Does the medicine check involve the thing?
Even if it did, that doesn't apply to message chat. I have that's a 12, another 12.
You don't perceive any change as it kind of seems to swirl around within the boundaries of the seared flesh, disappearing into the arm every now and then and poking back out. It moves with a sense of nobility and agile grace.
Good.
It almost looks domesticated. And if it's been domesticated, then who domesticated it?
Why you asking me? I don't know.
Just thoughts that occur to you.
Guess we'll figure that out eventually. As for now,
The party collects themselves.
I'm collecting myself. I have not collected myself. I'm working on it. I have a bomb in my arm.
If you've got a bomb in your arm, the shear's tracking me, and now possibly the sovereign, and potentially whatever the Eye of Sauron is.
So where do we go?
Wait, what? Okay. You guys still want to do the plan where I just sit in a room and I wait?
It's the only plan we have.
It is the only plan we have.
Okay. You guys go out of place wherever you feel comfortable being. I will go back into that. Looking at the room that we were just in.
Mm-hmm.
What buildings are adjacent and behind it? Thinking like, could I open the floor, the walls, the ceiling? Like, what are we looking at?
This room is for sale, and the one next to it seems to be a storehouse. The other one seems to be a closed office, and on the far side, it just opens up into a different street.
Okay, and then if I go
under,
down, it would just be down.
If you go under, you would find
down.
another warehouse, and then the floor above there's a lot of people. It's like a residential.
Okay.
You can like hear people moving up around up there.
All right, so the options are left, back, right, or down. If something's chasing me, I will probably go down. Just to try and... Because then I can get back onto, try and just hop down and then, get away. But it depends on what shows up.
To expedite a little bit, the party makes their arrangements and gets a long rest through the night.
Oh, thank
Puff,
Sweet bliss.
you do have a strange dream where you are roaming about. Check the Discord. In a strange land, you keep finding these doorways of light leading nowhere.
And so it's like dark and foggy.
You wake up remembering that you roamed around within this dream. This empty forest of fog and bats. The floor is decrepit yet tiled, and these wrought iron gates into lands of light keep popping up in your periphery, and you aren't able to get into any of them, but you wander aimlessly in this dream. And that's all that really happens. Feels like a brief dream, but you slept through the night.
Azalea also had a dream.
Ooh.
As they closed their eyes and drifted off into a trance. They have the prisons of Bitter Hall on their mind the entire time, knowing that we need to, today, or at the very least sometime very, very soon, go down there to save the prisoners. We don't know how long they have left. And if the first attempt goes wrong, the second, using Austin's contact, might be the only second chance we get. So I reach out to Rowan Owed and ask for the ability, the skill to hear the music of the land. And the dream is Azalea sat just in a empty field. You can see dark green, almost bordering black grass as far as the eyes can see, and centered around Azalea, again, cracks form out, splintering outwards, almost like a piece of glass has been impacted by a stone. And all throughout the night, the cracks almost reverberate and shake and vibrate, laying off sounds of lute strings as Rowan Owed teaches Azalea how to play the lute. Teaches Azalea songs from long past to songs that will one day become well known, a place of comfort for the people of Rowan Owed. Along with the lute, out in the distance you can see hills, sloping hills, seem to bounce and reverberate and concave each time they do. The sound of drum beats accompany the sound of the lute as Rowan Owed teaches Azalea how to play the drums.
Cool.
Marching drums, sound of war drums, the beating hearts that seem to make a symphony amongst the strings being plucked by the land itself. Azalea is now proficient in drums and lutes.
That's so
dope.
cool. That's so
amazing.
cool.
Okay. Pierce, you get a long rest. And when you wake up, you're a little bummed because Atticus isn't here to give weird, unsettling banter with, but you sit up and there's a note that's been slid under your door. Our old pal, good lord, I had Tops, has finished his first round, or has, the potatoes are ready, and Tops has been diligently working away. Everyone else wakes up. Puff. No one came to fight you. No, nothing came after you. Azalea, you wake with music in your mind. And finally, Pierce, as you're reading, you hear and you look and this entity This buck-like, fox-like creature is like curled up on the warm spot you just got out of bed on and is sleeping.
I'll reach behind me and begrudgingly pet it.
It wasn't sleeping. It immediately receives the pets.
I'm still tentative on whether or not that you are. No, I'm not. You're a walking bomb. Yeah, you are, and you need to stay in here until I call you. I don't know what that means.
It doesn't seem to register what you're saying either, as it gets up and starts snuffling around.
I'll like whistle at it.
Locks eyes with you again.
Come here. And I'll like hold its face and I'll go, you? In here. Okay. I'll like look at my hands and they're covered with piddle pop spores and I'm just like, this can end badly. And I'll get out of bed and I'll try and go find the others.
Okay.
I'd have been up for quite a while. So around the time I'd assume Pierce and Puff are awake, I'd have reached out to Puff telepathically just to check in to be like,
Yeah.
Are you alive? Did anything happen?
Nothing attacked me.
Okay. It's
I'm sore.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Are you okay? You doing okay? I'm sorry I so aggro yesterday. It was a long day.
Puff, you don't need to apologize. You were just communicating how you felt, and the fact that I wasn't communicating, that's very fair.
Yeah, but I do act recklessly and impulsively a lot of times, and I need to get better at not doing that, and at least conveying what my intentions are.
We can both improve, I think.
I'm so sorry about almost blowing your cover. That's my bad. I understand how dangerous that can be.
It's fine. Hopefully your sin isn't dangerous to consider anyone dangerous, so we don't need to worry about that.
I'm a little concerned to go anywhere right now, considering I just took the entire city on a goose chase.
Yes, actually, that's what I wanted to talk about. Hold on, I'll get Pierce and we can speak in person.
You turn.
you bring
and
bread?
Pierce is coming down the
here.
stairs. Yeah.
Bring bread.
It's not up there. It's down here. You gotta find it down here.
Lucas turns and goes, "Oh, hi. Good to see you all again."
Hey,
Do you have any bread? We're going to be heading out.
Of course. Happy to help. Anything else you need?
What's the just some ale, I think will do for me.
Right, you are. Starts pouring it out. Let me know if you need anything. As you know, I'm incredibly grateful for everything you've done for us here. And from what I understand, the potatoes are almost done, or are done and ready to be turned into your strange liquor.
I'll take care of that. And we'll take care of that naturally. I'll gesture to Puff.
I'm not there.
Yeah, Puff
No.
steps in somewhere else because they're being watched right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
As I'm talking to them telepathically. So I've been relaying
Oh,
stuff.
The
to
shears on me, possibly the Sovereign, possibly Sauron, or whatever the red beam was. I'm too hot right now. I'm not going anywhere.
Dark side.
If it's a bit of trouble that you're running into, maybe it'd be best to get scarce for a little while, get out of town.
I appreciate that, but there are people who can't afford us getting out of town right now.
Or killed, for that matter, eh?
Oh, side thing. I would have left instructions on how to properly harvest the potatoes.
Okay.
Because again, it's one of those things where if I'm not there, this is the instructions on how to grow them, how to process them, and how to actually like harvest them in case we're not there. Obviously, I don't know how to do brewery like Pierce would, but it's all the steps that Puff would do have been journaled and left inside the den.
Yes, I think I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Role playing that out.
Yeah. Yep. And actually, you do have brewer kit proficiencies.
Oh, I don't. I had a brewer kit from Whistling that I gave to Pierce.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, if you ever need to get out of town, I heard that Kipper fellow knows a few ways.
We'll take him up on that if the time comes.
You're right.
Can I get a couple loaves of that bread? And
Yeah,
a
of course.
tub of that honey butter.
Yeah, absolutely. Just whipped it up this morning. Hands it over to you.
Thank you.
You bringing it to the bunny friend of yours? You
Yeah.
bringing it to
Yeah.
Puff? Yeah, all right. He pulls out an extra thing of whipped honeyed butter.
That was good call. Thanks.
He lathers it on like cement paste, just, like drywall covering.
Yeah, we'll head over to the abandoned building that Puffy's been at.
Okay. The party reconvenes in the city
Good
street.
dear. I'm just playing tic-tac-toe with Gilbert.
Gilbert,
You
I was
always
gonna be like,
garbage at tic-tac-toe.
always cheat. Again, because Gilbert knows like everything, like my brain, like he's in like psychically connected. He knows where I'm gonna go. It's just like, this is unfair. How do you know where I'm gonna go?
Piece of shit.
You're a horse's ass. A horse's ass.
Oh, hi guys.
A horse's ass. Hey, bud. Heads
Hey.
up. And I toss him one of the breads. And I'll like hand him the tub of butter. It is, yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, figured it
Yeah.
would be.
It stuck the roof of my mouth.
That's good, because we're going to need to be
Oof.
fully rested and fed for whatever we plan to do today.
Well, I can't go to the place that we're going today because that. Or you want to do round two? You want to do round two of Wild Goose?
No.
Not wild goose.
I think I would like to stay, all of us to stay together for as long and as much as possible this time
Okay.
around, I think.
Question. What do we do if we start getting the creepy crawlies again like we did in the tunnel when we were on our way to said place?
We power through it. If we can get down to the anti-magic field, that should protect us from then onwards, from any scrying eyes, if they're following us with magic.
Sounds.
I
Um,
just don't want to leave them waiting down there any longer. I heard someone being eaten.
ain't that. Okay. I'm good.
Alright.
That's just my plan. Is that what everyone wants to do?
I got nothing else. I got no other
Those-
ideas.
Those people need us. I mean,
If stuff gets hairy,
we should come up with an escape route. Like, where are we going after we get them all out?
That's a great question.
If
Hear me out.
yes,
This isn't regarding where we're gonna go. It's less than ideal. I understand you don't want to do Wild Goose Chase, but if it comes to it and I have to do Wild Goose Chase again after we get them out, because I assume that they're not just gonna let us. I can't imagine it's gonna be easy getting them out.
yeah, no, it's unlikely.
If you need me to take the heat, so that way we can you two can secure them, I'm more than happy to do that again. But other than that, I'm good on whatever you decide to do, Azalea.
I think worst case scenario, I could. If we can get them out away from the reach of the anti-magic spell that failed, I can get everyone out and essentially jump us as far away as we can to a abandoned warehouse, maybe even this one. Actually, no, not this one. If we're being watched, we're definitely being watched here. But an abandoned warehouse and figure out from there.
Okay. Pierce, you got anything to add?
I say let's pick out a warehouse now. And
Someone's dying.
That's my dad.
Oh no.
We're all kind
No.
of sick in this house.
healing.
Yeah, tell him we wish him
Healing
well.
word, lay on hands.
Man, hands, yes,
Good
exactly.
berry.
Good berry.
If we do survey a warehouse now, if Puff is being watched, Puff might not be able to follow us there.
Yeah,
While we're
that's.
looking
I
around.
think getting eyes off of Puff should be mission number 1, workshopping that. Because that will free the party up to stay together.
Actually, if I remember, when you were freaking out, you traveled across the interim at one point to a relatively abandoned part of Rillis. There's some buildings there. Pretty much,
Sure.
it was kind of a ghost town. That might be a good place.
Azalea, you could ask for leave to use any of the safe houses that the Held Breath have.
Do I know if they can be watched or not? I think
You can.
I did think
have
that, but
them,
I'm
like,
worried about.
You can have them watch beforehand if that's what you're asking.
No, I mean, are they like scry protected essentially?
You'll have to ask.
Because
But you certainly it holds reason that the Held Breath would have bolt holes tucked away here and there, or organizations. But you
I-
personally wouldn't know because everyone keeps things so secretive in case someone gets captured.
I'll speak up and say we can speak to the Held Breath. I can, Pierce and I can see if they have a stronghold, a safe house somewhere that could be protected from scrying eyes. Can't guarantee it for sure, but that's one way to go about this. But that will leave Puff alone in this warehouse while we figure out how to rescue these people.
How long would that take?
It shouldn't be too long for me to reach out to the Held Breath. We usually have ways of contact hidden around the city. If these safe houses are special or currently in use. It might take a bit, but I doubt it. I don't think, as far as I'm aware, I don't think there's anyone on the mission that is currently hiding from scrying eyes. So they should be open and available.
Okay. I like it.
How does that sound, Puff?
I'm good. If as long as is this yeah, because like ideally if there's a way for them to get, because I don't know how the scrying works, like if I'm just like a little beacon, the moment I get within range they're just boom on me. Yeah, if we could get rid of that, that'd be great.
Yeah, I will be entirely honest with you. If this is the Sovereign, I have no idea if any conventional way of stopping scrying will work on the Sovereign's ability. So, regardless, it's not going to be a 100% guaranteed success, but it's better than nothing.
Well, my thought process would be if it's the Sovereign wouldn't need to send men after. The Sovereign should just be able to grab me.
Yeah.
It's true.
Solid logic.
Based on what you
Okay.
told me about the Sovereign being like, you know. But yeah, if you could find out where's a safe place, I don't want to jeopardize the mission.
Welcome in. Thanks for the raid.
I'll give them a call.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I will-
How do you go about getting in touch with them? How would you like to go?
I mean,
about
you can
getting
correct me
in
if
touch
I'm
with them?
wrong, but do we have like similar places where like those mirrors are kept hidden,
mhm.
or people nearby that have those mirrors?
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'll go to the nearest one that I'm aware
Okay.
of.
You make your way to a library. Obviously, a library living under the tyrant of the sovereign would not have anything useful in it aside from the most rudimentary of entertainment. So it's a graveyard. And you step into this empty library, and the librarian kind of pops up from across the way, recognizes you and nods you to a back room. And soon you find yourself communing with Avarice, the quartermaster. Hail, friend.
Hail, Quartermaster Avarice. We have run into some information, but also some trouble.
Oh,
The information first, and I'll relay the location of the entry to the Scoury. Puff, our most recent initiate, actually found it themselves, so...
excellent. Well done.
Yes. I'll pass that along, trust me, it had nothing to do with me. But that same wonderful initiate is currently being watched by several organizations at this point. The Shear, the Death Cult. They seem to be fractured after we dealt with their leader, but they're still around and seem to have tabs on where Puff is. Well, quite honestly, I don't know what, but they described it as an eye, a red beam coming from the center of Alice.
That would be Tyrant Lord Werst.
The Tyrant Lord himself. Okay. Well, it seems to have tabs on Puff as well. And this part is just speculation, but with our luck, I don't want to test it, but I think the Sovereign might have eyes on him as well.
It says here
Did he-
that your friend Pierce has a ring of mind shielding. Have your rabbit friend wear that for a while, and they'll lose the scent.
Hey, I can definitely ask, would I not leave Pierce vulnerable?
Otherwise, our safe houses are available to you for a time. And I can give you the address of one that is lead-coated.
That'd be perfect.
Excellent. Gives you the address. It's a tucked away establishment, kind of like a third floor house that you can walk up like a long narrow stairway to without getting to the other two buildings. Tucked away in an alleyway. You can use
Thank
that
you.
spot.
For a full update, this might be important to Senior Essex since we spoke about this particularly, but Lady Kathleen's set up base in the abandoned church of... do I know what the church is of? I can't remember if you
Not
said
yet.
something like that. An abandoned church was east, right? I'll give the direction.
Yeah.
Far on the outskirts of Rillis, we chased away some aberration and a few, well, I can only imagine, of fallen angels, but they've set up shop there, slowly building the place up again, and they plan on
Good news. You've done well.
they plan on recruiting a resistance. That's honestly one of the reasons why the next bit of information is pertinent.
Go
Bitter
on.
Hall is being used as a prison for other welders. I managed to get eyes in there for a moment. I couldn't get too far. They have a anti-magic field, but I saw a gibbering mouther down there and
Fuck.
more or less witnessed.
We have
Well,
theories about that
perseverance.
gibbering mouther. We've found other evidence elsewhere of the noble houses using gibbering mouthers. We believe because the quota was met and they didn't stop. We believe they're tucking souls away for some personal use. That said, if you intend to raid this bitter hall, I think it would be pertinent if you had some backup.
We will take all the help we can get.
You will be in charge on the ground floor. You will be in charge of the boots on the ground. Let us know what you need and what numbers, and we will provide what we can.
Some spellcasters would be helpful, but
Of
I
course.
think the majority being martial would be ideal. I don't know how far the anti-magic sphere stretches. We need people who can hold their own without magic.
I'll tell them to head to this leaden safe house. Meet you there, yes?
Sounds perfect.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Sounds like we're going to need it.
Azalea, don't
Yes,
die.
Quizmaster?
You are quickly becoming a bit famous around here. Everyone's rooting for you. We're all very impressed.
Thank you.
She
I
hangs
will
up.
have to admit, it wasn't all me. Okay.
All right. Anything else before we call it for the night?
I'll just relay all of that to everyone. But
Okay.
Other than that,
Over bread and butter.
yeah.
All right. Well, gang, that's where we're gonna leave it off for the night. Everyone, do stick around. As Grazi says, we are gonna do a raid. This was a fun episode. We got to things that I didn't think we were gonna get to. This was fun. I'm SirFeffers, the humble
Good.
dungeon master of the Longshot table. I'm sleepy. Man, this was a good one though. If you want to get caught up, you can go to the YouTube Longshot. We have 3, soon to be 4 weekly streamed campaigns here on the show. I am getting a new chair, so we don't have to deal with the squeaky chair anymore. It's driving me absolutely insane. WD-40 didn't work. But if you haven't heard, Sundays on the 16th, Windfall will be picking back up from its usual Thursday segment now to being Sunday segment. And we will wrap up our campaign from there. Their 3-year Western campaign will be wrapped up over the course of the rest of this season before we start another campaign. We got a lot of stuff on the horizon, as well as summer series. More information about that coming soon. I've got a Patreon if you feel like getting some insights on how to be a better DM, or at least a DM more like me. I think that's it for me. I throw it over to Drakoniques.
Hi, I'm Drak or Drakoniques. I played Azalea today, but you can find me playing other things and other people on a bunch of different channels and shows and stuff. But to find out what show I'm on, just follow me on socials. That's DRAKONIQUES on all socials. Add.itch.io on Blue Sky if you want to find me there. Yeah, I'll throw it over to Mike.
I'm Puff. There was so much that happened. Last 2 episodes were a freaking roller coaster. Metro Mike on TikTok and YouTube. Metro Michael on Twitch, where we're playing Monster Hunter. And constantly on the lookout for more video game companies to partner with. But right now we've reached out to Capcom to see if I can swing that. That'd be great.
Let's go.
Yeah, if you're playing Monster Hunter, feel free to pop into the Twitch streams. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And then pretty much down to help anybody with any hunts. On to the beautiful, the majestic, the bearded ValveMax.
Thank you, baby. Hey everybody, I'm Andy. I played Pierce Ashwalker today. I got a bomb in my arm. The bomb is a dog. But yeah, I'm ValveMax010 on pretty much every social, TikTok, Blue Sky, what have you. I'm in Our Flag Means Doom on Mr. Dandy DM's channel. Lovely, lovely folks. Hilarious time. Pirate themes. Go check that out.
Heck yeah.
I'm over on Saturday Morning Spell Kids, where the first episode of our Lancer campaign, Star Progeny, will probably be uploaded soon, with some great folks. Hilarious time. And then I love you.
Hell yeah.
Just go get some ribs. Enjoy those.
If you have your homework, chat, we're gonna pile into this raid. Go show some love to Shane. He's doing some RP GTA 5. Looks like he's RPing as an ambulance driver or a cop.